as you contemplate, are we, am I?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Game 5, Panthers, Hurricanes. Here we go. Are you ready? I think Hayden's ready. I think Robert's ready. I think we're all ready to go and do this. I don't know if I'm ready. I might be. I don't know if it is. I don't know how to feel tonight. I feel very weird about things because you look at this. Florida is going to be back at full strength, right? Reinhardt is back in the lineup. Mikkel is back in the lineup. The big boys are back. Okay? But at the same time, Carolina's at home. They showed a little life in the last game. It was not a spectacular win. It was a win. Sometimes that's all you need. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't dominating. It was 1-0 until literally the last couple of minutes. So the lineups look like this. Svechnikov, Aho, Jarvis, Carrier, Kakaniemi, Blake, Martinuk, Stahl, Stankoven, Hall, Jankowski, Robinson. And on the back end, Slavin, Burns, Nikishin, Orlov, or Nikishin, Gostisbehere, and Morrow. And then for the Florida Panthers, back to normal with Rodriguez, Barkov, and Reinhardt. I'm glad to see Reinhardt's knee wasn't turned to jelly by that Aho hit, because that just would have been a bad way to go out. For Hagee, Bennett, Kachuk, Lusterine, and Lindell, Marchand, Greer, Nosek, and Gadjevich. And we've seen that lineup, or that fourth line, do so well for so long, literally As soon as they put them in the Leaf series, the Leafs stopped winning games. Forsling, Ekblad, Mikola Jones, Schmidt, and Kulikov. No surprise there. Bobrovsky with the start. And Freddie Anderson for the Carolina Hurricanes. So we're kind of looking like we're getting back to the exact. By the way, there's Darius Rucker doing the big horn, start things off. What do they even call that? Like a hurricane siren? Is that what that is? Somebody who grew up in the north where there are no hurricanes. We don't have those. We don't have those for blizzards. What's the prediction on tonight? We got a little poll going on right now. Who wins tonight? Panthers close it out. Canes stay alive. Right now, Panthers close it out at 59%. We'll see. We'll see. Let's do a little check-in with Gripper Nation, shall we? Where's everybody watching from tonight? What do we got? Give it to me. Give me your home city. Sunderland, England. Get out of here. Sudbury, Waterloo. Keep them coming. Tilsonburg, Charlottetown, PEI, Vancouver, Colorado, Gravenhurst, Seattle, Ottawa, Dallas, Niagara, Calgary, New Minas, Nova Scotia, Miami. Okay, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Taro. Hyvinka, Finland. Did I get it right? Montreal, Adelaide, Omaha, Oviedo, Florida. Oviedo? Jared, I don't know where that is. Sherwood Park, Scarborough, Ontario. Hell yeah. San Mateo, California. Oslo, Norway. Moncton, New Brunswick. Damn, all over the world watching us right now. U.S. side of Niagara Falls. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Hayden Matheson says, Barrie, baby. Home of the Colts. Anchorage, Alaska, North Carolina. Oh, baby. We got a lot of people from all over the place. Azuri Sky says, smash that like, you dorks. Agreed. Oh, we got a Phoenix, Arizona, and a Calgary, Alberta as well. How about that? Welcome, guys. Just very excited to get going. Really excited about this this potential elimination game. If it's not, so here's the thing. The reason I don't know how to feel is that, oftentimes when my team is out, I'm rooting for storylines. Now, is the storyline that we're one step closer to a Panthers-Oilers Cup rematch, which would be sick? Or is the storyline, Carolina might actually push this a little further than we thought? Like the seeds of doubt have been sowed. They're planted. This is the thing, right? Like which storyline are we going for here? What do we like? Katie Faye says, I'm from New York. Albert N., welcome to SDP VIP, partner. We got a new episode coming out on Friday morning. Just recorded it today. It's spectacular, if I do say so myself. You're going to like that extra episode. By the way, probably a good time to remind you that SDP VIP includes one extra episode a week if you would like to upgrade to the ad-free tier, and you could do this on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. It's a couple extra bucks more than VIP, which is $4.99, so it's $6.99. And you get all the episodes ad-free, which is pretty cool. Only if you want to. Also, you get the cool YouTube emojis. Jared says, Adam, your shirt is definitely red, by the way. I know. Maroon is red. It's a red color. It was red shirt day today for Easter Seals. And the boys said I didn't wear a red shirt. I think this is a pretty red shirt to me. It's a dark red, but it's red. Hey, guys, also, I want to ask you, okay? What are your score predictions tonight? Drop them in the chat. Let's see. Stephen Judge Canada Bray says Adam's shirt blends in well with the brown couch. Yes, well, thank you. I like to look like a distinguished gentleman. All right, here are our score predictions. 5-2 Cats, 1-0. Lee, you didn't say who is 1-0. Go Canes from Sledge Hockey. 3-2 OT. Okay, guys, you got to include who you're cheering for here. Panthers 4-2, 3-1 Panthers, 7-2 Canes. Ooh, Loop. You expect the Canes to score almost double the amount of goals tonight that they've scored in this entire series. Remember, the Canes, I believe, have 3 last game. What do they have? 7? Do they have 6 goals the entire series? By the way, they've only got 3 or 4 against an actual goaltender. 2 of those goals were, they were, Hey, Freddie Anderson went into last game 5-8 in career elimination games, and look at that. He's now 6-8 because he got one. He was good last game. Which version of playoff Freddie are we getting tonight? Which one is it going to be? Katie Faye says, I actually think the Cats are going to run them up and down the ice. This is going to be like 4-1. We had Kat, the Cats fan, in the arena for game 4. The Panthers did not really show up for her. Didn't even bother scoring a goal. I'm curious, is there anybody in Carolina tonight watching in the arena and also watching the stream? Okay, we're going to sync to puck drop. I'm going to give you the clap. Here we go. Bobrovsky hasn't got his damn helmet on yet. We're all waiting on you, Bob. Get it done, Bobby. Here we go. Are we ready? Boom! And we got a face-off win. It's a quick one by Barkov on Aho. 19:54 left in the third period. I'm going to just give you a lot of times to start the game as much as possible so you can align your stream. There's going to be new viewers coming in all the time. Sam Reinhart back on the ice for the first time in a few games. He took that hip check from Sebastian Aho to the knee. Although it didn't seem intentional, when you watch it in slow-mo, you're like, hey, wait a second. Watch it in normal speed. It's a little different. Things happen quickly in hockey. It's just Julia says Bob hasn't let in a goal in the last 4 road games. Yes. Well, no, that can't be true because the Leafs did score on them. 6-1 and 6-1. Last 4 road games? I don't know. Azuri Sky says, I'm almost a full minute behind tonight. Well, what can you do about that? You could always pause me and then wait to catch up for a minute, and then you'd be aligned. So you just don't click the live button. That's the great thing about our streams is you're able to do that. All right, I'm going to give you another clap here for timing because I know more people are joining all the time. There you go. I can't give you the time on the 1913, 1912, 1911. The Sportsnet scoreboard keeps dropping out the time on me here. So in we go to the Carolina zone. Bennett out there. Orlov, who had a much better game 4 than he did game 3. Holy moly, that was probably the worst game of his career. And by the way, Robert just dropped a couple of options. Your best options are A, pause Adam, or B, you can 2 times speed the YouTube video for a moment. And it does make it a little bit closer. Well, that's interesting, Robert. So yeah, if you're a little bit behind, then you can do that. Hayden says, do you like the current Panthers logo or do you miss the Panther jumping at you? Way better. I like the other logo way better. These ones just seem like sanitized and corporate. Oh, nice play out front. Hey, weirdly enough, this line, Jankowski. Oh, we were going to Jankowski again. Jankowski scored last game and looked really good, except that the goal was called back. A little bit of physicality in front of the net with Carrier, Robinson, and Jankowski. This is the 4th line for the Canes. So, yeah, Jankowski scored, but they were, way offside. And it was going to be a 2-0 goal. And honestly, I thought, I'm like, oh, this could turn the game. The Panthers looked like they had a shot of adrenaline to the legs after that. They weren't able to do anything with it. Anyway, we'll see what happens today. Bobrovsky, I think, is going to be dialed. 18:22 left in the first. Here we go. Boom. Face off. Jared Broussel. It's Berube, not Berube. He isn't French. Well, you know what? I'm calling it Craig Berube. Until Craig Berube approaches me on the street and threatens me with one of his very serious-looking eyebrows, I refuse to call him anything else. Stubborn. Just stubborn. Theon says, I sure hope that, or Thelon says, I sure hope Bobrovsky is not dialed. I think they're both going to be dialed. Oh, there's a super chat from Whomst. Oh, Austin. What's up, Austin? Hang on. I'll get to it in just a second. Panthers in the zone, or Panthers being pressured, I mean. If the Oilers win tomorrow, they get a cup rematch regardless of who wins tonight. That is true. For they lost to the Carolina Hurricanes in 2006. What a run that was. And honestly, I remember being like, if it can't be the Leafs, I would be happy if it was the Oilers. And I remember Dwayne Rollison getting injured, and that was just so depressing. That was so depressing. By the way, Carolina already with 3 shots in 3 minutes. They're moving. Florida looks a little sluggish. Now, Steve said on the podcast today that Florida pushing this to Game 5, or letting this be pushed to Game 5, is all part of their sick plan. He said the Panthers like long series. What do we think about that? I mean, they're very good at long series, but does anybody like a long series? You probably want like a Dairy Queen break in there at some point, right? Here comes Stankovic. Shot, and that puck is bounced wide off of Seth Jones' foot. Stankovic just steals the puck from Seth Jones behind the net. He has been really good the last couple of days. And Brent Burns shot off a body into the crowd. Now, oh, that's a big. I didn't even see that. Man, Bobrovsky got kind of run over there. Carrier giving loose to Ryan and a couple of Carrier gave him like 3 gentle cross checks. I can tell you, if the Panthers were going to do that to you, they would break their stick across your back. Slavin! Oh! Oh, that was close. Carolina coming to play in the first 5 minutes here. They're coming to play. Will they convert? That's the key. You're going to play like this, you got to get a goal. Oh! Evan Rodriguez got a nice, lucky little bounce off the boards there. Not able to convert. Freddie Anderson had the post. That's the Florida Panthers' first shot of the game. They're showing the replay of it right now. So it was it Verhaeghe? No, of course it wasn't. It was Reinhart. Hey, he's back. Belgo Halavar? Belgos Halavar. Jumping cat for the chest and new shoulder patch. I agree. 23rd Neo. Adam is a Giga Chad. Is it chin? Just my body with my Giga Chad chin. Sports Talk Chud. I say finish your prey as quickly as possible. Amen to that. Amen to that. Jarvis outworks for the puck. Not able to get it to Aho. Was threatening in front of the Florida net. All 5 Florida Panthers down behind and making things happen. 15:38 left in the first. Rodriguez to the point. Shot by Forsling. Tipped away by, I think, Freddie. It might have gone off a defenseman. Oh, puck given away. Here comes Sebastian Aho. He shoots. He scores. Sebastian Aho opens the scoring on an absolutely amazing read off the stick. In this series, Gus Forsling. Just wait till you get a replay of that. I can't imagine the energy right now in Carolina. And he goes and sits down on the bench immediately. So look at this. Carolina basically gets the puck out of the zone. Aho with a great read on the Forsling pass, and bang. And by the way, Bob came out perfectly, but it goes right under his glove. A perfectly placed shot. Absolutely awesome. Sebastian Aho, he scored last game on the empty net. He's actually got one against the goalie this time. And that's the guy you need scoring. What I tell you, Carolina came to play in the first 5. You got to capitalize on it, and they did. Good for them. Good for them. 15 minutes left in the first period. Do we have a series? Do we have a series now? No, we don't have a series, do we? We don't have a series now, do we? Jared Brussell, the current Panthers logo, was introduced when Joel Quenneville took over, and it looks like him. Yes, I remember that. That was quite funny. Are the cats choking on a hairball? One must ask. I will let you know this. My cat decided to vomit twice tonight before I came in. In case you're wondering the glamorous life of a YouTuber, my cat ate his food too fast, then drank too much water. It expanded in his stomach, and he promptly vomited several times all over the floor. Listen, I don't want to brag too much, but it's a big life that I live. Okay, it's big. It's big. Hawks 23. The vibes are immaculate. Are you at the game, Hawks? I gotta know. 14:06 left in the first period. Morrow backpedals. Goss is bare. Under pressure, makes a mistake. This is where Florida can burn you. Bennett's got the puck. He's got 8 on the road this postseason. Shot to Forsling. Oh, he had the chance to be the guy that got that puck back after giving it away. Bennett again. Let me remind you, Bennett's got 9 goals this postseason. 8 of them have been on the road. If someone scored tonight, it might be him. And Carolina is able to clear. That's the first really great couple of chances Florida's had in this game. Stankoven creating a turnover. Stahl tries to get it into him. Watch Medicine. Did the cat choke more than Forsling? He didn't choke. He just vommed. I guess so did Gus. Poor Gus. Parallel 53. Freddie True Believers unite. Respectfully, that I am not one of them, but he's making me a believer. Belgo says my pug has a slow feed bowl for that reason. That, you know what? Maybe we should look at that for the cat. Slow feed bowl. Interesting. Sedin Magic 15 says, not going to lie, it does feel like this series is shifting a little bit. Well, listen, it's early in the game, but Carolina basically won every period last game. And they're winning the first half of this one. Of this period, anyway. Mikkola, shot off a leg. Barkov, in, finds his man. Ryan, or is that Marchand? It's Marchand. It's hard to tell from here. It'd be better if we were in the arena. Here comes Marchand. Shot. Freddie with the glove. Big save. Crowd loves that shit. Loves it. Athcoid says, the fix is in. What are the chances the Cats are just playing with their food? Perhaps the Canes have been toying with their food the entire series. What will the NHL script writers say? SLS, we need another game for Adam Stream and Grippers. You sick puppies. All right, what else we got here? Hey, Kane's looking good. Kane's looking good. Got to feel good. This is one of those TV timeouts. Whoa, I got to fix this microphone. It keeps popping out. This is one of those TV timeouts where you're probably feeling like, I wish this wasn't here. We got good momentum. Let's just keep this going. You know, when your shifts are sort of going, everybody's feeling themselves. Let's go, let's go, let's go, boys. Like, you don't want the TV timeout. Polecat 1256. Adam, try an elevated food and water dish. We have and do. It was just one of those nights where he was like, you know what? I'm going to eat too much. Bleh. And then he walks away. The great thing about it, though, and you guys will know this is cats and dogs. They usually like to do it in the worst possible place. Is it a carpet? Is it a couch? Is it somewhere where it's going to take you an hour to clean it? Most likely. But this time, Teddy was a good cat. It was on the hardwood floor. And we appreciated that. Recovery Rage says, can somebody please explain the Gripper Nation thing? You know what? Should I explain it or should I let Gripper Nation explain it? Who knows? Who wants to jump in and explain to Recovery Rage Gripper Nation so that Recovery Rage can be invited into and be a part of Gripper Nation? Because Recovery Rage, we're inviting you. Emo Jalapeno just dropping 5 SDPN memberships like it's casual. It's like no big deal. Here you go. Here you go. 5 shots at the bar. There you go. Enjoy your VIP, kids. Enjoy. I got money. Big money emo jalapeno. Okay. I'm spicy and I'm moneyed. Buck says Gripper Nation. This is literally Gripper Nation. Oh, you guys didn't know that? Well, you're learning. Denise Campbell, any word on Hyman? Yeah, I think he's done for the playoffs. Looks like a broken wrist, and apparently he may have had surgery today. Not confirmed on that last part. 12:03 left in the first. Here come the Panthers. Oh, nice move there by Marchand, who honestly has had I've seen Marchand in a lot of playoffs because he usually kicks the Leafs' ass. This playoff's no different. He also kicked the Leafs' ass. He's looked awesome. He's looked awesome. Sports Talk Chud, worried Canes will try to play keep away with 1-0. I don't think you need to worry about that. Panthers aren't going to let them do that. Panthers want to wrap this up. Panthers are flying home either way today. Oh, here you go. Lindell, all on his own. Oh, big save by Freddie Anderson. Big save. And Jankowski's like, here, have some carbon fiber. Enjoy that. Carey has like, oh, you can have some carbon fiber too, Luster-Reinen. Janikowski and Lindell are shoving buddies right now. And Schmidt has lost his helmet. I am old enough to remember Nate Schmidt when he was breaking into the league with the Washington Capitals and he had a full head of hair. It gone now. Goofy Goober dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Like we're at a bar in Vegas and we're just spending. We're just getting bottle service and memberships here. Let's go. Ian Cheetah, Freddie Conn Smythe arc loading. I mean, it could be. By the way, Goofy Goober, shout out to you. 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you so much. Love it. Love the giving. Now, Nikishin, for some reason, I still think it should be called Nikishin, but Nikishin is, for whatever reason, is in the box, and Rod Brindamore is as red as the Carolina Hurricanes seats behind him. And you know what? He shouldn't be getting a penalty. Look at him go. He is not letting up. He's absolutely right. That should have been, if you're gonna do penalties there, it's got to be offsetting. Barkov just got kicked off out of the faceoff dot. He is still yelling at them. I read some of those things that he said, and if I said that on YouTube, we would get demonetized tonight because you're not really allowed to swear too much on these streams, are you? Hayden, do you know the rules there? I don't know if Hayden knows the rules. Robert definitely does. On swearing. What's the rules on swearing? I mean, we don't swear a whole ton on these, but short amount of time. Interesting. All right. Well, we don't want to do that. So Rod Brindamore would have got us demonetized if I told you what he said, but I'm sure you could have read his lips too. Travis O'Halloran says, surprise, Rod's gum didn't fly out onto the ice. It looked like it. We know, I not only know what color Rod Brandamore's gum is, I know what his molars look like. Thanks to that. Hayden says he has the ultimate question. You know what, Hayden? That's a really big setup. This better be a damn good question. Hayden says, oh, okay, guys. So while we get the power play going on here, we'll keep this going. He said, if you put every NHL coach in a room right now, they're all in the same room, and it's a fist fight, who is the one that comes out on top? I mean, Rod's got to be up there. I wouldn't count out Chief. Berube is a monster. He's a big boy, and he also beat the crap out of a bunch of guys for over 1,000 games in the NHL. Okay, let's see. Who else? Rick Tocchet. Robert P. makes a good point. Rick Tocchet could be crazy. Hayden thinks Sheldon Keefe might bite someone's throat. Sheldon Keefe is a rabid dog. He played like that. When he was like with Tampa, he was a psycho. He was crazy. 43 seconds left on this Panthers power play. Kane's doing a pretty good job killing it, but not clearing it. And I think we got a high. Oh, okay. So was it a glove pass or a high stick to Barkov? As in like puck high stick, not penalty high stick. Anyway, Forsling didn't like it, and he was slamming his stick on the ground and yelling at the ref. That's interesting, actually. Body language is key at this point in the playoffs. And watching Forsling get pissed off at that, you know. So, okay, Ekblad fires this out of the air. Nobody touches it. Oh, yeah, they did touch it. Orlov touched it, but then Barkov got it, and the ref missed it. Yeah, Forsling with his body language going, "Ah!" That's a guy who's pissed. That's a guy who's pissed. Is Adam Foote a good pick? Man, at, Buck says Chris Knobloch would get bodied. You know how Chris Knobloch has like resting worried face where he's just always like, even though he's completely in control, he's like, I don't know. I'm sure I'm enjoying this run to the Stanley Cup. I feel like, yeah, he would actually be worried. We'd see Chris Knobloch's actual worried face. Wes Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships. I wonder how like there's a lot of former NHL players. Andrew Brunette, former NHL guy, Nashville coach. They have that former NHL guy's strength. I wonder how that would work for them. And it looks like Carolina's going to kill this penalty, by the way. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. By the way, if you were gifted a membership, please drop a thank you in the chat. By the way, I read a report today. Penguins are down to 2 coaches for who's going to take over. Mitch Love, who was the Wranglers head coach for a while and is an assistant coach in Calgary, and DJ Smith, former Leafs assistant coach, former Senators head coach. Oh, Gostisbehere, I think, got hit in the face there. And I just think it's funny because, oh, here we go, Carolina. Oh, great setup by Robinson. This fourth line is a problem, eh? Robinson, Jankowski causing issues, along with Carrier, who just absolutely murdered a Panther. And it was Luostarinen. Oh, they hate Luostarinen so much because of that hit on Jackson Blake. They're going after him big time. And that was a nasty cross-check. I think it was to the face. By the way, DJ Smith being in Pittsburgh would be hilarious because we get to get Steve to yell, Kyle Dubas loves his guys a billion times over and over again. Oh, so he broke his stick over Luostarinen, and Luostarinen was like pretending it was his face. And that's why they hate Luostarinen, but he's really effective. Yeah. Yeah. It's Hayden says it's funny that it took that kind of force to to break into that. I can't even say it, Hayden. I had a long day. Basically, he's saying I can't believe that kind of force finally leads to a penalty, whereas Domi in the second round for the Leafs was like a quick like little slash here and there, and he would get called immediately. I think that's all about respect between the referees. The refs like you; they don't call you for that. Fox says Aho is an extremely dirty player with a shockingly underrated history. As a Panthers fan, I hate the Canes. They're dirty in a cheap way. Ooh. Respectfully, F Fox, I must tell you that's like saying, hey, the Rebel Alliance sure does play mean when you're Darth Vader. I'm just putting that. I just want you to understand your position here in the universe. Okay? You guys are Darth Vader. I want you to understand that. So, sure, the Rebel Alliance are a little dirty. You're still Darth Vader. So, anyway, 1,100 people in here. Well, golly, so excited to have you guys here. Is my guy Jose Pantalone here? Is Joey Pants here? We got to find our guy Joey Pants. Jose Pantalone. By the way, Carolina's going to have to kill another penalty here. After a really great play to Carrier, he couldn't get a lot on it. But Bobrovsky kind of cut the angle, and Carrier just... I think it was the speed of which Luostarinen was coming into the boards that broke Carrier's stick more than anything. I don't think that hurt Luostarinen. Warrior Womp. How dare those rebel scum use the Force to blow up the Death Star? That's so dirty. So true. So true. Why has my second date update app invaded my Leafs depression app? Well, Rod throwing some major shade at the refs during the break in the interview. Okay, so I don't get the American feed, and for whatever reason, sports that's like, no, we don't need to talk to coaches. I would love to know what Rod said. Yanaki Toronto says refs are brutal. I agree. When is that not true, though? All right. And Panthers won that draw, but Carolina is able to clear. 8:33 left in the first period. Here's the thing with the Panthers. You keep taking penalties against them. They are going to make you pay. As a Leaf fan who saw the Leafs take 4 penalties in one period against the Panthers in a first period when they were playing well. Stop, man. Sports Talk Chud. Worst play, Mitch delay of game or backhand pass. Oh, I think the backhand spinorama this year was bad. I mean, like, I can understand delay a game, that shit happens, and that was inopportune. But like this, that was rough. 1:13 left in the power play. 7:50 left in the first period. Kane's doing a great job killing these penalties. I guess if your penalty kill is this strong, you could take a few risks. But these are the Panthers, and they're a pretty spectacular bunch. It's a nasty group on the power play. Jarvis gets the puck out. Aho and Jarvis are going to change. 50 seconds to go. Oh. Marchand gives the puck up, and there they go. So this penalty kill is like a shot in the arm to these fans. Nobody loves defense like a Carolina Hurricanes fan. Like, we'll all call them the most boring hockey team we've ever seen. People in Carolina are like, what are you talking about? This is exciting. This is amazing. Oh, they give the puck up. Now that's excitement. That's excitement. Freddie Anderson is able to cover it up. Stahl and Marchand are just grappling, shoving buddies. And it's hilarious because Marchand is about a foot shorter. Oh, Martinuk and Verhage going at it now, too. Jared Broussel says, I remember about a year ago, you guys said players don't target other players' injuries anymore. The Oilers kept targeting Hintz's leg that is hurt. Yeah, well, I guess they do. I guess we were wrong. That was hilarious, by the way, Evan Bouchard doing that. Not hilarious if you're a Stars fan, but I have to tell you, I saw that and was like, I guess he's just testing it out to see if he's okay. Crazy. Yeah, Canes fans love a good PK. Oh, Marchand's helmet's kind of broken. He's going to have to get off the ice. Man, Stahl must have reefed on that helmet. Do you know how much force it takes to rip those rubber straps off your helmet? Yeah, Marchand's helmet's broken. He's got to get off. To reef a helmet like that, oh, the ref's helping him out. Kind of like during play. I'm not scarred. I'm not scarred at all. Anyway, sorry. What? What's up, Hayden? Hayden said Brad must have given him an extra stick today. Yeah. He is buddies with the refs. Sends them all gift cards at the end of the year. 5 seconds to go. By the way, I say that with the utmost respect for Brad Marchand because nobody has owned the Leafs like Brad Marchand. And consistently, every damn year, the Leafs have never beat him, which is why they should sign him in the offseason. Sometimes, if you can't beat them, buy them. I think that's the saying, right? Can't beat them, buy them? Is that what it is? Anyway. 6:17 left in the first period. Five shots to 5. Nikishin across to Orlov. Orlov with a shot in. Oh, good little tip there. Bobrovsky in really good position, though. Puck didn't reach him. There's the Taylor Hall line that has not seen a lot of ice time. Jackson Blake, Taylor Hall, and Jackson Blake has scored in this series. Took a flying elbow from Ekblad right afterwards. But, it was like a 6-2 game or whatever, so it didn't really matter. No one cares. I thought that Jackson Blake has looked very, very dangerous in this series. I like the future with these little 5'8" guys, Jackson Blake and Logan Stankoven. Carolina needs to do a better job of surrounding them with some size that can move with them, though. No disrespect to Jordan Stahl, but this should be his last year as the third-line center. He can't be the third-line center next year. You can't convince me otherwise. David Owens, is there a more punchable face than Marchand? No. And you know what's hilarious? He doesn't fight. You think Hayden thinks Kachuk's face is more punchable? I don't know. Brady Kachuk. So Brady will go you. Matthew will go you. Brad Marchand knows that he's got a punchable face, and therefore he's like, I'm not going to fight. Not going to do it. JPix94, I mean this respectfully. Stahl's beard is very unsettling, and I can't explain it. I'll have to take a better look. You know who's got a good beard? He's on screen right now. Is Aaron Ekblad. That is a handsome guy. Handsome dude. I can't even listen. I'd let him call me and take me on a date. Good looking boy. Maybe he comes to the Leafs. Oh, 5:05 left in the first period. Oh, here comes. Oh, I think we're getting a Panthers. I think, yeah, Jarvis. Yeah, so the Panthers are trying to bait Carolina into taking a penalty here by going after Jarvis. And I think it's going to be, is it Greer that's going? I didn't even see the play, to be honest with you. It was in the top left of the screen as the camera pulled away, so it was difficult to see. So Svechnikov hit Nosek, and then Nosek got a hit from behind. I don't know about that. That shouldn't be a call. Listen, if that was the Leafs, I always judge it like this, man, because you guys know I'm biased against both teams in this series. Maybe one more than the other, but I've been pretty complimentary of the Panthers. Thank you very much. If that were the Leafs and I saw that, I'd be pissed. That I understand the need for a makeup call because that's how the refs. I don't agree with it, but that's how they ref the game. That should not be your makeup call. There's going to be other shit the Panthers do that you can catch them on. That Greer call, like that's a fart in a windstorm in the playoffs. That's nothing. Nothing. Unless there's something about that play that they didn't show for us going to commercial break. If that Greer hit on Svechnikov is probably an interference call, that's garbage. It's trash. I think there's one thing that we, as all fans, can agree on is the refs kind of suck all the time. It's crazy. It's rare for them to have a good game. And you know, in other sports, you can actually say, hey, yeah, refs called a pretty clean game. Nope. Dontro says most punchable face in the league has got to be Jack Eichel. Great player, doing well, but my God, is he ever punchable? I never really thought that. Interesting. What do we think, guys? I would say, you know what's interesting about Jack Eichel? There was that report today, I think it was Frank Saravalli, that said that Vegas seems like a really good landing spot for Mitch. And that maybe a sign and trade for the Leafs gets worked out. That seems like a bit of a stretch to me, but I don't know. I'm not saying he wouldn't go to Vegas, but like, are the Leafs really going to facilitate that? I don't know. Why would you help someone? But anyway, I'm wondering about Eichel and Marner together in the playoffs, because low key, don't tell anyone I said this. Low key, Eichel and Marner have not been great in their last two playoffs. So imagine they're on the same team and perhaps on the same line. Do they fix each other's issues or do they make it worse? Robert Thomas is elite. Member as an STP VIP member for 7 months. Well, welcome to your anniversary, sir. Shot right off the bat here on the power play. 1:52 left. I'm going to give you a clap on the next faceoff. I'm going to give you the claparoo. Z says that cancels it out. Bed mass. Man, it's been a long time since somebody brought up bed mass. Wow. Hayden says, why are there new two-day breaks in the second or third round? Because they don't have to. Boom. Face off. Aho. But Carolina gets possession. Gostisbehere's got room. And I think that either went off a body or Bobrovsky. I didn't catch it. 1:43 left to go. That's two quick shots by the Carolina Hurricanes on the power play. That's what they like to do. Low quality shots, but many of them. It's your scale of shots that's going to get you goals. Because ultimately, I think what they're doing is they're looking for rebounds. Jarvis to Svechnikov. Svechnikov down deep. Back to Jarvis along the half board. Gostisbehere open at the point he'd have shot a little bit earlier. Blake, who's looked dangerous all series, already has a goal. Gostisbehere. to Jarvis. Are they pulling a Leafs here where they're just gonna pass it to death? Blake's got an open shot. Oh, and I think Bobrovsky made a big save there. Blake's follow through was a little bit aggressive on that as well. I wonder if he got excited. Gossespierre to Jarvis. Aho on the half wall, waiting for the puck from Gossespierre. I bet they're not. No, they're not going to pass. All right, they fooled me. Gossespierre. Jarvis is open. Aho's open. Oh, guys, you got to shoot, please. God, please shoot. Blake. Gossespierre. Jarvis, shoot. Shoot, gentlemen. Shoot the puck. Oh, God, this is so Leaf. It's sad. This is how the Leafs do this. I'm waiting for the perfect shot. Guys, they had at least 6 half open looks there. It's the playoffs. You're not getting a wide open look. And look at that. 2 Panthers attacking a Carolina Hurricane. What a surprise. They're really good at this. Hayden says, how is this the same team that throws everything at the net? I don't know. It's like they get on the power play and they're like, I simply couldn't. Hayden says everything changes on the power play. It's like their whole ethos changes. Oh, so Ekblad took one off the Foch. And then Blake shot this. What happened here? Oh, okay, Bob did make the save. And then Svech. Oh, Svech gave Ekblad a good whack after that. He's been really dirty in this period. F Fox, if you want to talk to me about Svechnikov, I'll listen all day. Guy, I think he's going to the box, and he already got. Oh, they're both going. Svech and Ekblad are going. Man, Ekblad shouldn't have. F Fox, you have a legitimate complaint with Svechnikov. He has. I think he's got 2 penalties in this period alone, or in this series alone, just for punching Matthew Tkachuk in the back of the head. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why. I don't understand why the Canes don't shoot more. Panthers gotta love it. If you're a Panthers fan right now, how much are you loving this? Gotta be. You gotta be loving this. They should have had 3 or 4 shots on that power play. Just shoot it, keep it low, get rebounds. I don't know why this is hard. Silent Rob 1192. It is pretty stupid to just fire anything on goal on a power play. How about you fire nothing on the goal? What happens then? Which is what they did. And the couple shots they did fire blocked because they weren't great shots, because they were rushing. Lots of penalties called in the first. I think, Matthew, you got it right there. I think there's 5 penalties in total just in the first period because these guys are starting to hate each other. I'm tired of your stupid face. I'm tired of seeing you in warm-up. I'm tired of smelling you because you all stink because you're hockey players. Oh, what a shot. And a great save by Bobrovsky. Burns, little high perhaps. Kotkaniemi in front of the net. And Bobrovsky is able to stop that. JPix94, Adam, if you could go back 5 years and have SDPN break one piece of NHL insider news before anyone, which story would you pick? In the last 5 years? And it broke it, so we'll say CJ broke it. Other than the 3-on-3 league, which I know everybody's looking forward to. I think... Damn, that's a really, really good question. Would it be a trade? Would it be a free agent signing? It's funny, I've never looked at breaking news. Like, it's always important to have information, right? Because it makes you a smarter host. But I've never really thought too hard about actually breaking the stories because there's so few guys who actually do that and do it well. Oh, here you go. Oh, puck off the post. I think Jordan Stahl just put one right off the post. Oh, this lines look pretty good for Carolina tonight, too. Stankoven, Stahl, and Carrier looking strong. Oh, turnover. Panthers. Oh, Orlov is able to bail out Nikishin there. To be fair to Nikishin, this is like his 4th ever NHL game, and it just happens to be the Eastern Conference Finals. That's not trial by fire or anything. 1:43 left. So just to answer your story, JPix, I don't look at SDPN as something where we need to break stories. Like CJ obviously is an insider. But for us, to me, what's more important is understanding what happened before and after. So let's say a trade breaks. My I think the interesting part is not when it breaks. It's the 4 or 5 days before when you start to smell that something's happening, and it's the 4 or 5 days afterwards where there's like reaction to that. And oh, here comes Aho. 1 minute left to go. Shot! Scores again! Oh my God. Right under the blocker this time. He's got one under the glove and under the blocker. Sebastian Aho, absolute hero of the moment for the Carolina Hurricanes. The storm surges loud tonight. And nobody likes a goal within the last minute of a period. Nobody likes that because it's the only thing you're thinking about going to the dressing room. Mikkola, who was hurt, has come back, kind of misfires that play. And honestly, that's a shot where you want to save. You need Bobrovsky to have that. As much as he doesn't, that's a shot you most of the time he's got. Fires right through him. Wow. See, here's the thing. People were getting mad at me. Canes fans getting mad at me about the fact that I'm saying the Canes don't shoot on the power play. Because, oh, they're screened or whatever. What was that? Aho is well covered. Mikkola gaps up on him, and he just fires a Hail Mary at the net, and what happens? This is why you shoot on a power play. You have more chances to shoot on a power play, so shoot it! Anyway, JPix94, I can't think of a story off the top of my head. Perhaps I would like one of the Leafs like deadline moves. Like if we could have broken the Ryan O'Reilly trade to Toronto in 2023, that would have been cool. Instead, Steve and I were high on weed gummies in his basement. True story. And all of a sudden the trade broke and he was like, I simply can't do the video. Adam and I just had gummies. And people were like, well, now you should do the video. No, can't do that. Mike Fammy, did you see Savard getting fired by the Leafs? No, I did not see Savard getting fired by the Leafs. Did he get fired by the Leafs? Do I see him getting fired by the Leafs? No. Sorry. He will not get fired by the Leafs. He had a good power play. Back half of the year was really good. I mean, I was number one hater early on, but dude, he was great. Emo Jalapeno, I'm torn between wanting Panthers getting reverse swept and the Oilers wanting to get their revenge. Emo Jalapeno. By the way, we should everybody respond. Oh, Goss's Bear almost had an opportunity to go in by himself with about 10 seconds to go there, but there was still a Kane deep in the Panthers zone, picking himself up. Period's over. Carolina has scored as many goals on Bobrovsky tonight as they basically had coming into this game the entire series. I think they had 3 goals on him this entire series, or 4 maybe, and they got 2 in this period. Excellent, excellent start. Panthers got to question where the intensity is. They haven't been domineering at all. They haven't played their game at all. And, you know, a couple of lucky shots by the Carolina Hurricanes, but that's hockey, man. It's a rubber disc floating through space. Emo Jalapeno, everybody respond to Emo Jalapeno here. I'm torn between wanting the Panthers to get reverse swept and the Oilers getting their revenge. It's a good one. Nathan R. When does it become panic time for Florida? I don't think the Florida Panthers ever panic. The Florida Panthers lost 3 games in a row in the Stanley Cup Finals and still won the game. 7. They're like the definition of clutch. I don't think the Panthers, I wouldn't say they're worried. I'm sure they're frustrated. Worried? Nah. You've been through worse than this. Apparently, I missed a couple super chats. Hayden texted them to me. Giggling Cat. Who are these people and what have they done with my hockey boyfriends? I know. Cat is a Cats fan, by the way. I don't understand where the Panthers game went. What's going on here? Corrigan says, what would be your ideal signing for Nyes? Ideal for me is anywhere between 7 and 7.5 million over 8 years. Oh, you have a nice contract clip, Hayden? Oh, how long is it? When should we go to it, Hayden? Should I hang out a little bit longer? What? Okay. So Corrigan, to answer that question of yours about Nyes and his contract in more detail, We have a clip coming up in a couple of minutes, and we will tell you at that point. We will tell you at that point. By the way, you can keep the questions coming. Sometimes I miss super chats, but we always get back to them. Or at least we have. Shayla, do you think Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is underpaid? I think he's paid totally fair. I think he's paid exactly what he's worth. Carmen Gruel, you'd rather have 8 years and pay a little more than 5 years and a lot more later. Yeah, I think I'd rather have 8 years at this amount of money. I also think Nyes, listen, there's no guarantees that Austin Matthews is here beyond the next 3 seasons. And if he goes, you're going to need the next generation. Next generation's Matthew Nyes. He'd be 26, probably ready to become a captain at that point. You need to have the next guy ready to go, and you need to have him under contract. Abel is asking, are we in trouble, Cats fans? Panthers fans. I don't think the Panthers are worried. Are you? How are you feeling? Because it certainly doesn't look like Panthers hockey, but it's the playoffs. It's hard. How are you feeling? Hamar47, are the Canes really going to drag this out? Well, it's looking like that right now. Rye Guy, the Fire Guy, says London or Medicine Hat for the Memorial Cup. I'm going London. Although I think it's pretty cool that it's London versus Medicine Hat. That's an A+ scenario for the CHL. It's awesome. Mr. Cosmic, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Some guy that played hockey once. Canes should take their own advice. That'd be Gretzky's advice on their power play. 100%. Ostimo Jones says, I'm annoyed with the Panthers, but I'm not too worried. Program this as Panthers suck. I'm assuming you're not a fan. Tariner says, if Florida lets Carolina back and they win, it'll be the second time Marchand was on a team that blew a 3-0 series lead. THP3 says, Nyes is a 60-point guy right now at 22. $8 million a year and an 8-year deal is way too much. Well, that's why I was saying 7 to 7.5. He is a bit of a unicorn in terms of how big he is. The one thing you can say is you can get a whole bunch of guys that score 60 points. Marco Rossi scores 60 points. But Marco Rossi's 5'8" or 5'9". Matthew Nyes is a bulldozer out there. And he went from having 30 points in his rookie year to 60, and he shows up in the playoffs. He's exactly that kind of guy. And if you're going to buy unrestricted free agency years, which you are, you're going to buy at least 3, you have to pay a bit of a premium for that. So Hayden thinks his ceiling is Brady Tkachuk or Tom Wilson. I mean, listen, dare to dream on my part. I would love for that to be the case. I am too much of a Leaf fan to believe it until I see it. I've had a lot of hope dashed in my life. I don't want to be cynical, but I want to see it. I want him to earn that. Now, shall we get to the Matthew Nyes clip? Hayden, let's do it right now. I'll see you guys for the beginning of the second period. Hopefully the Panthers come out a little bit more on fuego than they were in the first.
It was basically 5 games in, and Darren Dreger was like, here, I'm going to drop a Matthew Nyes bomb. Bang. And he said, yeah, they're not even going to negotiate until the end of the season. And but it's better be a bridge deal because the kind of money that would take him for a long-term deal, the Leafs can't afford. Right. So it was sort of like,
maybe they can.
And so now with Marner gone, I wonder if they can. And I wondered about this. So let's just have the Matt Nyes conversation. Yeah, this is a player who had a breakout year, and he shows up in the playoffs. This is a player with some injury concerns. I think that's fair.
Yeah, but he hasn't missed significant time.
No.
He's missed time.
No.
But not significant.
58 points in 78 games. I think he had 29 goals, not 30. So
he's right there.
I think he's a 30-goal scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day he's a point-a-game player. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What is the comfort level on an 8-year contract for this guy?
Perfectly comfortable with him getting, I don't know, 8 times 7 would be, I think, incredible. But I think with him, I'm leaning bridge.
So you want a 3 to a 5 year?
Yeah. Or even 4. But because, again, Marner's out of the picture. Tavares, even if you bring him back, will be old. Like by the time, for me, everything comes down to when Matthews' contract ends. Yeah, Willie is going to be a Leaf beyond that. Fine.
But you're going to need to build around, if Matthews leaves, you're still going to need people to build around. And I feel like a cost-effective Matthew Nyes and a cost-effective William Nylander is not bad. That's not a bad...
I don't know about cost-effective. Fixed cost.
You don't think William Nylander's cost-effective? He's the second...
11.5.
Second leading goal scorer in the entire NHL this year?
That's what 11.5 is for. Okay, now do it again.
I would call that cost-effective.
Now do it again. You got to do that every year for 11.5. We have a skewed view of
so Steve,
who should be making this money.
So what is not cost effective about 11.5 and being second in goals?
I've only seen it once. I want to see it again. No,
okay,
let's raise the standard for these guys.
But after 1 year,
yeah.
What's not cost effective about year one?
Because it's 11.5. What a friggin' bargain! Like.
No, I'm not talking about a bargain.
You're saying cost effective.
Cost effective, which is getting your value back. Cost effective. That's the definition.
Oh, getting your value back. I would say above value, right? That's what I would say for
that's
cost
a bargain.
Effective.
No, you're looking for a bargain.
Oh, okay. Well,
and you're not going to get a bargain on William Nylander on his third contract.
So they've been getting less than cost effective out of these guys.
Agreed. Especially in the playoffs.
So cost effective is you're making your money back or you're getting your value. And then getting better than your value is a bargain.
Yes.
All right, fine. So, yeah, cost-effective for William Nylander.
I don't hate a single dollar they spent on William Nylander this year.
Fine. Listen, I'm sour. Right.
You're sour about the Leafs generally.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't know. Where were all of you? Like, it's very rare at the end of a playoff run, you're able to look at all of them and be like, actually, all of you were bad.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, when it came down, like, the final 4 games, Tavares was bad. Nylander was bad. Matthews had the one good game and was bad. Same with Marner. I'm just grumpy about all of them. Because Nylander's locked up, if you lock up Nyes long-term, now you're guaranteed at least Nylander Nyes to build around.
For the next 6 or 7 years.
But I look at Matthews, who we keep saying is the best goal scorer in the world, right? One of the best players in the world. Like, do you build a Nyes bridge around the idea that, hey, Matthews could leave at the end of this, and then you maximize your dollars to surround Matthews and Nyes and Nylander with the most talent possible, right? That you could free up another 3-4 million.
Okay, so you're thinking that a Nyes bridge deal would be $4 million over 3 years?
Well, that's what we keep seeing.
Is that, you think?
What Drew? Who
did he? Dawson Mercer.
Who did he? Yeah, and they have somewhat comparable numbers.
Different
if you
player.
were able to get, different player, but if you were able to get that done, that could be all right. Realistically, I want Nyes to be a Leaf his whole career. So if you lock him up until he's 30, that's a good outcome to me.
And the cap, reminder, it's exploding. It's exploding.
I'd be okay with just about any Nyes contract. I irrationally love this player. I have enough introspection to know I overvalue this player.
Right. You just don't want to overpay him.
I don't want to overpay him.
Get money out.
I hope he signs 8 years league minimum. I am not. There's a hard cap. I'm not cheering for you to make the most money. I'm not.
Jesse.
And everyone who does is weird. I think you're weird. If you want,
you're not cheering for people to make money off of billionaires. Then I think that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's weird.
Well, there's a salary cap.
I think that's weird.
Nope.
I think you got to cheer for him to make.
Why are you cheering against the Leafs? You're cheering against the Leafs.
Stop.
Billionaires, millionaires. There is no little guy here. I wish everyone would stop.
Okay, Jesse.
I despise the idea of a Matthew Nyes bridge deal at this moment because I look consistently throughout the league and the guys who have this potential where it's like we can see this guy as a first line player for his entire career. He already is right now in the structure of this team and he's only getting better from here. The way you get this crazy amount of value on these guys is you lock them up long-term early.
Yeah.
You look at how Nathan McKinnon's first deal went out when he signed that long-term one. You're like, oh my God, Nathan McKinnon's still making that kind of money. Draisaitl's deal when he locked him up, and it was like, oh my gosh, Draisaitl's making that type of money. Even the Cale Makar contract right now is absolutely absurd. Just down the list, and then you go on the other side where you see guys who sign these bridge deals like Subban doing his, and the Canadians have
they
to
get killed.
They have to eat it.
He made less than
later.
3.
And then
It's
2 years
so
later,
crazy.
1 year later.
There's two.
2 years later, he wins the Norris, and they just got to go pay him all the money in the world. Matthew Nyes is going to be that same situation. We have enough evidence here where we know Matthew Nyes is going to be good. The only time in his entire career where you're going to get value on Matthew Nyes is now. Because at the next deal, you're not going to get any value. He's going to be in the prime of his life, in the prime of his career. He's going to be a pending UFA. He's going to want all the money in the world, and there's not going to be any type of value there. I think for the sake of your franchise and having this guy on the team, you need to maximize the value you can. Give him the 8 years, give him the 7 years, whatever it has to be, and just lock him up now. That salary cap that's going up,
It's going to keep going up.
$8 million now isn't $8 million in 5 years.
No, we could have a cap in the 130 range in 5 years.
We're in 2025 right now. The Matthew Nyes $8 million in 2032 is going to be like a mid guy in your lineup card.
Like a third line
level.
guy.
It'd be like a second liner, you know, and he's going to be playing on that first line for the next decade. You might as well give him the money now and get value back at the entire half of that contract.
Jesse, solid logic. I'm on board. I hope he's locked up long term. Adam, 8 years, 15 million. What do you say?
I'm not doing that.
Bootlicker, capitalist pig. Why are you cheering for the billionaires?
I'm looking at this like if it's 8 times 7, 8 times 7.5, maybe I feel okay about it. I do.
Why not 9?
Well, because I don't think he's worth 9.
Why not 10?
Because he's not worth it. I'm asking him to
Bootlicker.
get paid, but I'm not a
Bootlicker. You're capital. Why are you cheering
But
for the billionaires?
I do want to
Don't get
say,
it.
I think one thing that Matthew Nyes, one thing the Leafs can become this year.
I hope Steven Lorentz makes $5 million.
One thing the Leafs can become this year is likable to the majority of their fans again. And
Man.
I hate to put it this way, Down Goes Brown fucking nailed it in one of his latest
He's so good at the
podcasts.
pulse.
He was like,
Yeah.
these guys have not been likable for years, and they come across as petulant. And you know who doesn't? Matthew Nyes. Matthew Nyes, to me, and I said it in the interview, that last interview, whatever, the locker cleanout interview, that guy feels like future captain to me.
I just
Like this city's going to die for this.
Yeah, I think you're making a mistake by giving him 4 years. You're asking yourself for trouble.
Yeah.
Once that next contract
And
comes
who
around,
cares what
right.
Matthews does?
like it feels like, hey, you got the opportunity to sign Mitch for 8 times 8 again.
Yeah.
You know, and like
Man.
I don't want them to get to this point where we're in contentious negotiations with all these guys because we see how this plays out time and time again. The William Nylander deal, like it played out in the worst possible way to get it done in that first year. We went over it last episode, how much of a waste of a season that was. But 6.9 looked like the craziest overpay at the time.
It
At
did.
the
It
time.
was crazy.
Complained about that deal for the first 2 years. He was the guy you can trade because the contract was like, oh my God, you can get rid of this contract. And
well, you couldn't trade it because it was too much.
And then now we're like, through all those years, he made 6.9
Yeah.
underpay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. With Matthew Nyes, I think you lock him up now, and you get to that point where it's like, okay, first 2 years, it's like, oh, he's making all that money, but in the last 6, it could look like a crazy deal.
I have changed my mind. You're right. Long term is the better play. what I would say, yeah, that's a good thing about
That's why we have these discussions. That's why we have them.
I don't know. I always hate that on the clips. Like, Steve's a fucking idiot. No, I was an idiot 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but then I was convinced.
I'm
otherwise.
right now.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with friends. It's great because when you're wrong, then you become right.
I just want to give a quick shout out to a friend of ours that we have not seen in a little while, Cassie. What's up? Dropping 20 SDPN memberships. Thank you, Cassie. It's so nice to see you back. And she said, hello, everyone. How's the game? The game's been good. Surprising, actually. Carolina Hurricanes, a lot of life. Florida Panthers, not so much. And there were 5 penalties called in the first period alone. 2 of those were, they were, what do they call it? They cancel each other out. What do they call it? Offsetting minors. Thank you, Hayden. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a really, really long day. And my brain's a little foggy. So if you bear with me tonight, I will really appreciate it. All of you. So appreciate you being here. Now, I know I missed a couple super chats, and we're going to get back to them. Hayden's going to send them over. Giggling Cat. Come on, guys. Click like. Such a vibe in here. Thank you, Cat. Cat the Cats fan, everybody. And Cassie says, I want everybody to know that my Husky Golden Retriever mix decided that when I took him outside right after I woke up, he was going to catch a mouse and then drop the carcass at my feet. Isn't that great? He gave you a gift. Lovely. Delicious. Pretzel Hunt. Adam doing his best Florida Panthers on the road impression tonight. Just a little foggy. A little foggy. Okay, so there's just the bottom two that I missed here. All right. Giggling Cat, a.k.a. Cat the Cats fan, said, I still believe, but do they have to be the cardiac cats all the time? Listen, this is, as Steve always says, this is all a part of their plan. Extend the series just to break your heart at the end of it. They did it to the Oilers last year in the Stanley Cup final. Daniel Allen, 53 seconds into the Hurricane SDPN episode, you said, if Florida doesn't win game 4, I will be gobsmacked. So are you gobsmacked? Well, I don't know, Daniel. Did you see my stream? It was a very Carolina Hurricanes gobsmacked last game. Or last game. Because Carolina Hurricanes are like, if you're going to lose to them, it's like putting a lobster in a big pot of water and then turning on the heat, and it just kind of slowly starts to boil. And you go, all of a sudden, that can't be right. It's really hot in here. That's sort of how it feels. It's kind of crazy. Chip says, big body, nearly 30 goal scorer, turning 23 in October with an upside. 8 times 8 would be sweet for Matthew Nyes. Also, Steve's video has me on the Kreider chain. You know what? The Leafs had better get here's what one team. Oh my God, I got to fix this. Otherwise, I'm going to knock my teeth out. One team that really gave the project thing a try, by the way, period has started, is the Capitals. No team like Mangiapane, Dubois, Lindgren, who was the goalie this year? Why Lindgren was one of the goalies. Who's the other guy? Thompson. Like all of Chychrun, all these guys that sort of underperformed their talent elsewhere, and they brought them in on sort of cheap trade deals. And all you have to do is have advantage of that. Now, it's not usual that every single one of them work out. In the Caps case, it did. But that's what the Leafs need to do. They need to kind of do stuff like that. Another team that could use a little bit of that are the rebuilding Pittsburgh Penguins. I think they could do that. Cassie says, respectfully disagree, better than a rabbit. Well, dogs, gotta love them. All right, back into it. Here we go. Clap, face off. I don't have the time on the thing because Sportsnet's not. Now they're showing it 9:22, 9:21, 19:20. Jankowski with Robinson. He shoots. Remember, Jankowski scored last game, but it was called back because somebody was offside. It might have been Robinson that was offside. Was it Robinson or Morrow? One of the two. Nikishin with Nosek. Oh, what a save. You know what I just realized? I got to wait for a stoppage and play. I put something in the oven here, and I could smell it, and I forgot to take it out. Can you guys, hang on. Can you guys hold this for me? Hang on. I'll be right back. I got to do this. Otherwise, it's going to burn to a crisp. Did I miss anything? Okay, good. I had at SDPN, we only have an oven, so I had some burgers and I put them in the oven. And then I was worried that they would be burnt to 2 gigantic turkey pucks. So sorry about that, everybody. Rangers fan 30. You must choose one. This game goes to 4 overtimes, or this game's in regulation, but you must watch one entire episode of Jeopardy during the second intermission. Oh, dude, I would pick 4 OTs. I would pick 4 OTs 100 times out of 100. I would do it 100 games in a row. A 4 OT game would have been hilarious. Hayden and I have not had a lot of deep. I don't think there's been a lot of deep overtime games in these playoffs. But Hayden, I think we've gotten overtime, twice? And they were over within the first 5 minutes, I think, both times, right? Did we get a double OT? We didn't get a double OT this year. We did. I think was it Edmonton or Nashville? One of them went deep. See, I would love it was Nashville, Vancouver. Oh yeah, so it was just the slowest no event hockey game ever. I honestly, I love an overtime game because they're so much fun, but it just is not whatever reason it hasn't fallen that way this year in the playoffs. Bob Moraine, do you see Matthew Nyes getting an offer sheet? No. I think it's a great story to play. Listen, part of what we do as people who cover hockey is we ask the question, what if? And there is nothing wrong with what if. Hey, what if Matthew Nyes gets an offer sheet? It's not just a Toronto thing, but it's more like no one's walking around going, what if JJ Peterka, who absolutely does not want to be a Sabre, gets an offer sheet? No one's asking that question. Why? It's less exciting than Matthew Nyes of the Toronto Maple Leafs. What if he gets one? Toronto on the bench. That's interesting. Angie G, enjoy the stream, but have to go. Hubby wants to take me out for dinner. I don't have to cook a great meal. I hope to see you for game 6. Angie, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your date night with your husband. Yeah, so I would say that the Matthew Nyes sheet on, guys, when I say watch out for JJ Peterka in Buffalo, I mean watch out for JJ Peterka in Buffalo. It's already been reported that he doesn't want to be there. He's been in trade rumors already. He's an RFA. And I think he wants out. He's frustrated by the lack of progress. And Steve and I talked about it with Jesse a lot on the show today. And Steve's like, they can't trade him. And I'm like, I don't think he's going to play there. Oh, here you go. Jarvis, what a move. Reinhardt's able to stop him up. Listen, if you're going for a deke against one of the 2 Selke winners on the Florida Panthers, you're taking your chances. And your chances ain't great. Blue, yes. Blue, yes. Blue, yes, White Claw, or Blue Eyes, White Claw? Blue, yes, White Claw. For all you Leafies, Marner, the next Phil Kessel, and y'all just need to accept that. Here's the difference. That was a Carolina Hurricane put that in the seats. I think there's a big difference there. Mitch Marner is a better player than Phil Kessel ever was. It might be worse, man. It might be worse. Just throwing that out there. Also, oh man, Seth Jarvis got just a nasty thing to the face. That's a good little bruise. That's going to be good tomorrow. If the Carolina Hurricanes don't win, there won't be a tomorrow. It's just Julia says these playoffs don't live up to 4 nations. It's interesting, because the 4 nations is a 1 game and you're out sort of thing in the finals. I think the politics had something to do with it, but Chris Johnson made a really good point on the CJ show, and he was like, listen, the playoffs will not live up to this in terms of gameplay because the talent level on the teams is not the same. Canada, United States, Sweden, and Finland, that is the best of those countries. That's the best they have to offer. So NHL teams cannot stack talent like that on a team because there's a salary cap. A national team can. So, of course, the level of play was better, right? Anyway, Jack Muscle, Adam the Glazer of Marner. Well, Marner's better than Kessel. Is that glazing? He's also leaving. And I also have been like, hey, man, he didn't perform that great in the playoffs. I said that earlier this stream, but I'm a Glazer. Huh? What's that? Hayden asked if Kessel's a Hall of Famer. More research needed, but my instant reaction is on the line. On the line. If Pierre Turgeon, without a cup and any trophies, is a Hall of Famer, then why can't Phil Kessel be with, 2 or 3? Just a Jersey boy says, Empire at War update. The update is I still can't play it. I haven't spent a ton of time on it, but I still can't play it. SLS, apparently Marner, according to Drager and his camp, don't want to sign and trade for the 8th year. They're happy to go to July 1st for free agency. And that tracks exactly with what I've heard. Everything I've heard is that Marner told the Leafs, I'm not signing with you. I'm not getting traded. I am going to July 1st. Okay. The guy's already made $70 million or something. I don't think the 8th year is going to kill him. So, anyway, all I want to say is everything I have heard is Marner Camp going to July 1st. If you listen to anyone else on that at this point, they're full of beans. That doesn't mean that can't change, though. It's just that's been their outset. That's been their mindset, from September. They told Tree Living, we're not re-signing. We're going to July 1st. You can make us an offer then. Now, what it will be interesting is, what does Marner get? Because the Leafs offered him $13.5 million. They were ready to do 8 years, $13.5 million in February, which would have been sometimes the best moves, man. I don't know that would have been good for either side. I think that would have put more pressure on Marner in Toronto. But if he doesn't go to, if he goes to a tax-free state like Florida or Dallas, Tennessee, and he doesn't make at least 13, then he's lost money. So we'll see. Graham Renfro. The Canes seem like the type of free agent team to do a 3-year, $13 million offer to Marner, but I think I'd rather have Peterka if possible. Peterka looks so good, and people don't realize he's so good because he plays in Buffalo. And honestly, guys, are you watching Buffalo Sabres games in your spare time? If you are, I'm going to call you a liar, because no, you're not. I don't even know if Buffalo Sabres management watches Buffalo Sabres playoff, they certainly don't watch playoff games. I don't know if Buffalo Sabres management watches all the Buffalo games. Friends and family of the players who play on the team can stand to watch that team. Jarvis gets hooked down, and Seth Jones. One Seth to another. Jarvis hooked down, Jones to the box. I think Marner on the Canes would be really interesting because he's so solid defensively. I also think Marner on the Panthers makes a ton of sense for both sides. He'd be great there. SLS. And if the Leafs are interested in Marner, they'll listen to offers from them July 1st. The Leafs need to move on, honestly. I think the Leafs. I think that ship sailed. I would be. You want to hear gobsmacked? If he was back, and that's okay. Clock check 14:57. We got a 2-minute power play. I'm gonna give you the clap so we can all align. Linesman being very difficult. Boom. Don't forget, we're not here to see the players. It's only the linesman. Gostisbehere grabs the possession. We need more shots from if you're a Canes fan, you need more shots from them on this power play. Fan, you're good with it. You're totally good with it. You're happy. I don't need that. Continue to not shoot. Let's not interrupt our enemy while he's making a mistake. Oh, great play into Jackson Blake, but he can't corral it. Svechnikov grabs the puck, gets the puck back out to Aho, to Gostisbehere. Or that's not Aho. That is Svechnikov. Aho's at the point. That was Jarvis, too. Oh, God. Great shot there. Jarvis. Nice move to keep Brad Marchand off. Aho gets the puck. Gostisbehere at the other point. Pass to him. Down to Svechnikov. Back at the blue line. Svechnikov shoots it. Hey, they're shooting it this time. Bit of a tussle at the Panthers net, as you would expect. It is the playoffs, and these are the Panthers and Hurricanes. Cassie says, your thoughts on the Penguins coach search? Seems like it might be Mitch Love. I'm hoping for DJ Smith just so Steve can yell, Mitch Marner loves his guys a billion times next year. But yeah, Mitch Love apparently is a guy like a Spencer Carberry. Could be a very exciting coach. And it's time for a new set of eyes in Pittsburgh. And you got to say, Calgary went on a good little run there at the end of the season. I don't think they're a great team, and I don't think they're building that team properly. But they have a great goalie, and that's really kind of what matters. Oh, Barkov tried to play it out, but Hall is able to keep it in. Burns with a shot. Oh, and the puck bounced up and just behind the net. 48 seconds to go on this Canes power play. Canes again, midway through the second, just like last game. Shots were 15-7 at about 10 minutes left to go in the second period. Last game, shots are 14-7 this game, and the shots this game far more reflective of how the Canes have played. The goals are far more reflective. The Canes have been far and away the better team for most of the last 5 periods of hockey. It's not up for debate. Burns with a great play along the blue line. You have to wonder, is the media and fan pressure in Florida getting to the team? Is it just too much? Kotkaniemi spins, and then he spins, and Kotkaniemi just took a penalty. That was really stupid, man. You know what? Here's the deal. He got spun, but then he did the exact same play back to the guy who did it to him, and I think it was Luosterainen. You don't do it back. Oh, no, it's Forsling. Yeah, Forsling should get a call for that, probably. Oh, but Kotkaniemi's way worse. Dude, what are you doing? He lost control of his emotions there. He knows it. That's dumb. You don't do that, especially when you got the power play. You had the opportunity to put your foot on these guys' throats, and you're going to go to the box now. That's not great. TMB Sports says he's going to be hated if he signs with the Hurricanes because that's a shitty move to block the rain. Listen, man, everybody can have their opinion on that. He earned that contractual right. The person I'm mad at in this scenario, there's two of them. I'm not mad at Marner for signing the contract and getting that clause. I'm mad at Shanahan and Dubas for giving it to him. And then for Shanahan and Dubas, well, Dubas got fired. For Shanahan not to move on from this core after 2021 and then again in 2023. You had all the evidence you needed, and you still kept it together. And the reason Shanahan doesn't have a job is mostly because of this. There is no scenario in which it's acceptable for a player of Mitch Marner's caliber to go to free agency and you have an entire season beforehand and you can't do anything about it. They did it to themselves. I'm sorry. And listen, I've had my criticism time after time after time. Lord knows. I would really have loved it if he performed better in the playoffs, if he scored more, if he actually drove the net, if he wasn't a perimeter guy. But he didn't offer him that contract. He didn't go to the Leafs and go, I'm going to make my own contract and I'll make you guys sign it. They offered them the deal. That's a Shanny thing. It's Shanny. I'll repeat it till I'm blue in the face. It's Shanny. KC says, listening to how Draisaitl will inspire creative nuances in certain spots, do you think the Sedins have inspired players to be more control-based? Certainly, I think the Sedins had a huge effect on other teams that were into analytics early. Florida Panthers were into analytics early, too. Maintaining puck possession, I think, was a bit overvalued in Toronto, but the Sedins did a great job of doing it the right way. The Panthers do a great job of doing it the right way. The Leafs, they would keep the puck and do nothing with it and be like, look, we did awesome. That's not how that works. You have to keep the puck, not give it away, and score. Panthers do that. Actually, Canes are a great analytics team, too. Both of these guys, really, really strong analytics department. 12:53. Hayden, who did they say would not return tonight? Did you catch that? Luosterainen might not return. Okay, because I think they just said on the broadcast he actually is done. Hammer 47. This is all Paul Murray's trolling. Oh! And the Panthers have scored. Maybe you were right. Matthew Tkachuk, who's been kind of invisible the last couple of games, finally gets one. And that is a power play goal. Kotkaniemi, you're wearing goat horns and not in the good way on that one. That's a rough mistake. Panthers make you pay for it. You can't do this shit. Jones had it. Wow. Ekblad, great play. Tkachuk with a nice tip. Tkachuk cannot move, guys. But the hand-eye coordination is still there. The playmaking is still there. The pain in the ass is still there. Beautiful play. Anderson, he does exactly what you need. Takes Anderson's eyes away and then tips the puck past him. The guy's such a gamer. And listen, believe me, Canes fans, I know what it's like to have Matthew Tkachuk eat your team alive and hate his guts for it. But damn it, you got to respect him. Silence says, buddy, Tkachuk had 2 assists 2 games ago. What are you on? That's cool, man. How did he do last game? He's also invisible 5-on-5. He is. Bennett and him started the series pretty good. He's been bad for the last couple games. I don't care how many assists he's had. Look at that, though. And he just, Bennett, there's Bennett again. Incredible. And we got a tie game in less than a minute. Wow. That Kotkaniemi play has now become the turning point of this game. Kotkaniemi doing what he did. They were up 2-0. They were on the power play. They score a power play goal immediately. And look at that play from Bennett. Awesome. This is beautiful to Rodriguez. Oh my God. What's Freddie even supposed to do? Nobody on him. Nikishin loses him. Wow. Giggling Cat dropping an SDPN super chat. I still love everybody in this bar. Canes fans in a bit of shock. Oh, man. That's the magic of the Florida Panthers, man. They will let a game come to them. It didn't come to them in game 4. Game 5, dude. Hayden thinks that the Canes fans got too excited and distracted them. Man. That's actually sick. Whew. Damn these Panthers. I hate them, but they're great. And I hate them in like a respectful way. So now we got a 0-0 game again, essentially. Now it's jump ball. 2 minutes ago, I was singing the praises of the Carolina Hurricanes. They were out shooting, outplaying, just stopping the Panthers from playing their game. And here we are 2 minutes later. I'm actually recovering from it. I can feel it. It gives me goosebumps. You know what I mean? Where you're like, holy, the shock of that. By the way, I will say this. Bob looked a little leaky in the first. Freddie's looking a little leakier than you'd like in the second. We all have our bad moments. 2 goals in a minute, guys. Noah Sheldon, I hate the Panthers, said everybody in the league. Silent Rob says, I hate the Panthers in a hateful way. The Panthers went from heavy underdogs in the live odds to slight favorites in 30 seconds. What do you even say to this? The friggin' Panthers, dude. Oh. This is a good one. Salty says, put the fries in the bag, Kotkaniemi. It's true. Just make a normal-ass play, dude. It goes to show because I think we can be clear on one thing. The Panthers are a better team than the Canes. And the Canes will be a better team next year. They've got the assets, they got the cap space, they're going to be a better team. This is a year that's gone, I would say, better than they probably could have hoped for, given the fact that they lost Nietzsche, Drury, and Mikko Rantanen after that, and ended up with Logan Stankoven. And no disrespect to Logan Stankoven, he's been great, but let's be straight. Florida Panthers are a better team right now. If the Canes won this series, they'd be the underdog winning. It would be a hell of a story. But when you are the underdog team, you got to act responsible, right? You got to be like, okay, as much as my emotions are grabbing me at the moment, I need to make the smart, responsible play. And the Canes are known for this. That's their brand. I think Dontro just summed it up perfectly. I dislike the Panthers, but my God, are they ever fun to watch. Can you imagine that's your team? If the Panthers were the Toronto Maple Leafs, do you know how I would never shut up about it? I would be basically unlistenable. My friends couldn't have me around. I'd be so cocky. Like, man, wow. Rye says Carolina has 2 former Bruins that lost a game. Taylor Hall. And I got to think of the other one because my brain is slow. Orlov? It's got to be Orlov. They lost that game 7 to the Panthers. Jacqueline K, I would never have a bad day, and there's palm trees. I know. I know it is hard to imagine when you live in a climate like Florida ever being mad about stuff. Like, I'm pissed. Yeah, but it's warm outside. And there's a pool nearby. And there's an ocean. I'm not that pissed. 9:45 left to go in the second period, guys. Stankoven, who has looked dangerous tonight, passed to nobody there. Carolina's a little shaken up by this, and I don't. Oh, Jones. Oh, yeah. Jones is going to the box for that. That is. Oh, is that a glove pass? I thought Jones was going to get a penalty on Robinson there. Apparently not. Cassie says, at what point is it the coach's fault if the Canes can't win Eastern Conference final games? One win since 2006 is brutal. Dude has been to 3 ECFs since he was hired and only one win to show for it. For this not to be closed again. You know, I asked that question at the beginning of the series, but what Canes fans sort of told me, and I think they're right on this one, and I sort of mentioned it, is the fact that this is a transitional year for Carolina. They lose Pesce and Shea in free agency. Chatfield and Walker are down, right? They don't have them playing in the lineup. So you got 2 rookies in the lineup playing defense. You tried to get Mikko Rantanen. You were able to get him, but then you were like, shit, he's not going to re-sign here. And you lost Nietzsche and Drury to get him. Then you traded him, but instead of getting like a player comparable to him or a player comparable to Nietzsche even back, you got 2 firsts and 2 thirds and Logan Stankoven, who's a great player, but you're a little bit thin, right? This is the thing with the Panthers. They're deep as hell. Like even the Leafs. This was like the Leafs load up and go year, and the Panthers are so much more deep than they are. It's because the Leafs spent a little too much money at the top, but we all knew that, right? Yeah. Salty says, y'all ever lived on a boat without AC in Florida? It's hell. No, I haven't. Although living on a boat sounds fun for a bit, I wonder what it would be like long term. Like if you spent a year on a boat, like that's got to be scary come hurricane season, right? Also, how could you be in Florida without air conditioning? Are you nuts? Go get a win. MT says living on a boat sucks. Yeah, like wouldn't you have the hull like once every 3 or 4 months or something like that? Like even on a houseboat where it's supposed to be in the water all the time, you got to do a lot of maintenance, don't you? Giggling Cat says, gotta love how this went from, well, we'll see you in game 6 to never mind then in 30 seconds. I know. Alex Mercer, Adam, your streams are killer. Having a wild night. I'm glad. I'm having a blast with you guys. This is why I was sort of sad that I thought this series was going to be a sweep. And if I'm being honest, I was hoping for at least one more Carolina win. We still might get it because I wanted to go a little bit longer just because I enjoy it. But I understand Panthers fans. You're like, nah, let's wrap it up. Here we go. 8:50 left in the second period. Mikkola, who missed game 4 and also gave up the puck that led to the second goal in the first period by Sebastian Aho. He has 2. Driving there. And by the way, his teammates cover for him. Also something we can't relate to in Toronto. Mikkola keeps it down. He's pinching again. Barkov covering for him because he's a god. Jared, if you want perpetual sweat, Florida is good. I always thought you just get used to it. Like, doesn't your body adjust and then you just sweat less? I don't know. Floridians in the chat, can you tell me? I've always loved my time in Florida. Always had a good time in Florida. Not a bad once. My understanding is now everybody hates Canadians down there for some reason. I don't know what we ever did to you, but bring our money down. But hey, I always had a great time in Florida. All right. Watch Medicine says, come to Sunrise in winter. Mojito on us. I am there. I am there. Salty says, you do get used to the heat after a few years. Oh, man. Humidity kills me, man. Oh! The Panthers are ahead! Marchand to Barkov! He just threw it at the goal. And I'm pretty... Oh, my God. What a turnaround. Guys, 5 minutes ago, this was a 2-0 game. That's Lindell. That's not Barkov. Why did I say Barkov? Of course it's not Barkov. Marchand... Wow. So Lindell wins this. Marshy just does a nice little swing, and Lindell is able to tip that in. Wow, guys. Okay, that one, straight up, you like a save there. But you also like some defensive coverage there. Like, what? Who's supposed to have Lindell there? Like, he's right there, but you're not lifting a stick. You're not doing anything. This is nuts. Oh, Florida's going to the box. Luosterainen, I think. Or is it Mikkola? Is Luosterainen playing? No, he's not. Who was that? Guys, how is it 3-2? I think Florida has scored on shot 8, 9, and 10 of this game. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so Kulikov's going to get it on this hit on Carrier. It's just an interference call. Okay. Watch Medicine. I will take you up on that mojito, my friend. Why did I say Barkov? I don't know. Craig G says, are you drinking coffee and not beer? I am drinking coffee. I am drinking coffee. All right. Here's the thing. Carolina needs to score on this power play, like right away. You need to get that goal back immediately. Listen, I hate to say this because I don't like rubbing salt in the wound. Okay, a little bit. This is playoff Freddie Anderson. It's period to period. It really is. And listen, any of those goals been easy? Not really. But you need a save here. You need a hard save every once in a while, and he gave you those in. Now, Giggling Cat, Marshy and his emotional support fins. That's funny. By the way, I heard a crazy stat in intermission I thought you guys would find interesting. Scotty Bowman is the only NHL head coach to take a team that he's taken over final in their first 3 years consecutively when starting a job. So he did it first year, and I think it was the Montreal Canadiens. It was basically year 1, it was the Blues. Year 1, year 2, year 3. Went to the finals all 3 years. The second guy to do it might be Paul Maurice tonight. Takes over a team, Stanley Cup finals 3 straight years right after that. Do you know how hard that is to do? That's nuts. Burns at the blue line, 25 seconds to go. Not a lot on this, and there's their first one. And it's a good one through traffic. Perhaps like a tip on that, but Bobrovsky's got the angle on it. Cassie says, I got to go. Got to get up early for my flight. Enjoyed the streams this year, Adam and Hayden. I should be back for the finals unless this goes to 7. Well, Cassie, we love you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget, Steve Nagel. He's on the other nights when I'm not on, and he's doing the finals. Rusty Mitchell, Canes. Let the fort float away. Couldn't hold it down. It's true. Nathan R. I left for 5 minutes. WTF. Nathan, you missed the whole game, dude. Kotkaniemi. That Kotkaniemi is, by the way, I want to look up Kotkaniemi's thing. I've been meaning to look this up anyway. Carolina. I'm going to Puckpedia and I'm looking up Carolina Hurricanes. And Kotkaniemi. 4.82. It's a good deal. Listen, I'll tell you something. If Kotkaniemi had done that in a Leafs jersey, there'd be articles the next day. Not telling him to trade, but holy moly. Salty says the Kotkaniemi collapse of 2025. That'd be good. Big guy. Hey, big guy. Where you going there, big guy? Somebody actually called Steve Big Guy at one of our shows in London, Ontario once. Like, hey, where you going there, big guy? It was one of the performers. It was still one of the funniest moments I've ever had. Big Guy says, Adam, you and Steve should cover the game together in the finals. People say that, and I appreciate that, but it's very, very hard to do. First off, we would be remote. Second, it's sort of an interesting thing. Like streaming like this, more like a solo gig. I guess we could figure out a situation where Steve's doing play-by-play and I'm doing color or something, but like his play-by-play is so good. And I also don't want to get in the way of the reactions. And we have different vibe, whatever. I don't know. I would try, but I don't think the finals is the way to try it, right? You want to try it in the regular season. There's less at stake, shall we say. Oh, get your practice rounds in. Oh, Florida pushing again. Penalty is over. 5:06 left in the second period, and Sam Bennett and Jordan Stahl are face-to-face again. You're right. Whoever said Jordan Stahl's beard is a little bit wild, you're absolutely right about it. It looks a bit Civil War. It's like rustic looking, but it's also chiseled, and it almost looks like an NHL video game. Hamar47 says, it was 2-0. I know. It certainly was. Watch Medicine. What a safe lead. What's a safe lead versus the Panthers? Leafs can attest. It's a good question. I don't know. Austin Bayless. Safe lead during the Panthers. I mean, I think the Canes can tie this up for sure. But now you're asking the Canes to win this game. They're going to have to score 2 goals on Bob. Whereas 2 minutes in play ago, it was 1 goal on Bob. And 5 minutes in play ago, it was we got a 2-0 lead on Bob. Once Bob shuts it down, he shuts it down. It'll be a question of how good he is. Austin Bayless, when was the last time we had a good conference final? It feels like it's been curb stomps the last few years. Honestly, the way, especially in the East, it hasn't worked out all that great. The West, we did get 6 games of the Panthers-Rangers last year, but let's be honest. The Panthers were absolutely the better team that entire series. The way the NHL playoffs, unfortunately, are set up is the NHL wants the good match late. They want them early. And so a series like this, if you seeded it properly, this series should be a first-round matchup. It should have been Panthers, who finished 4th, and Canes, who finished 5th. That's what it should have been. Whereas in the West, one of the best series we had was Dallas, Colorado. And the problem with it is Dallas, Colorado as a Western Conference Finals series, there's nothing else to distract you. There's no other hockey on. A lot of people missed that series because they were watching their own team. Or they only have time to watch one team and maybe they weren't watching their team at the same time, but you got a life to live and you can't watch hockey every night. Because we're the crazies that watch it every night, right? You and I don't agree with the NHL's view on this. I think it's a shame. But I do think there have been elements of this series that have been good. But yeah, no, I want an Eastern Conference final. I want a Stanley Cup final to be like a 7-game bloodbath. I do. So I don't know. Maybe just bad luck, Austin. I don't know. I don't know if I fully answered your question. SLS. I'm coming back up to you. What's worse, being called big guy, boss, or buddy? Unless your name is, because it's so sarcastic. Oh, yeah? Is that what you think, Chief? Like, you're a dumbass. Now, anybody that calls Craig Berube Chief is doing it out of respect, because he quite literally is. Hayden does not want to be called champ. Doesn't like champ. See, I think champ can be good if, it's your dad and you're, 12. Hayden says, if you call me champ, you better be at least 3 times my age. Jaden says, I look at 1983. Oh, nice drive there. Bobrovsky looks lot. Jaden Roback says, I look at 1983 and the 1984 Cup Finals. But instead of the Islanders, it's Florida. In order to win one cup, you must lose one. And you know what's crazy? Edmonton lost that 1983 final in 7 games. It was a monster series. If you get the chance and you're doing work and you're what should I watch on YouTube? Look up Edmonton, New York, 1983. That is a all-time crazy series. Hockey is such a different game now, and it was violent and ugly and nasty, and Like Gretzky and Messier hadn't proven themselves yet. And it was awesome. It was a great series. And it was the last of that Islanders Cup run, that dynasty that they had. The next year, Oilers and Islanders meet again in the final. So the Islanders went to 5 straight Stanley Cup finals, right? Which is nuts. And the Oilers swept them 4-0. It was it's a real learning experience. And I mean, Florida, I think, learned from their cup final 2 years ago. Problem with losing in a cup final is you never know if you're ever going to get back. Giggling Cat, Adam, you have to at least chat. You know what, Cat? I will. Absolutely, I'll be there. It's like that Mbappe thing. I will be there no matter what. Absolutely. I love the finals, man. The finals are so fun. Last year's was, I think, my favorite Stanley Cup final of all time. And the first 3 games, I wouldn't have said that. But once Edmonton climbed back in that series, oh, man. Just incredible. Carolina is back to playing the kind of hockey they were playing in games 1 through 3. Kachuk is offside, but he doesn't think he should be. Or is it Kachuk or... Yeah. Okay, who do we got here? Jared! Never let anyone tell you that tropical heat is better. I went to Vegas last summer for a bachelor party, and the 104 dry heat was much better than 85 here in Florida. Also, come to Orlando. I would love to come to Orlando. We should do a live show in Florida at some point. Again, like I say, as we grow this channel, and this is why we ask you to like the videos and share and whatever. I know that can be annoying to listen to. Every year around the playoffs, we gain a whole bunch of fans that have never heard of us before, and they stick around. And that's faster we can do that. Hopefully the budgets expand a little bit, more advertisers we can get on board, and we can go and do shows in the States. And by the way, Florida's going to the box here. It's Evan Rodriguez, who is usually the guy drawing the penalty. Okay, Rodriguez, what happened here? Oh, he did a Kotkaniemi. He did the Kotkaniemi grab on Orlov. Dude, you just scored the goal to put the team. You just tied the game up. What are you doing, Evan? You don't, guys. Listen, I didn't play hockey at a high level. It's not. I will attest to this, though. I will swear to you, it is not hard not to hold someone. It's not hard not to get a holding call. I don't understand why this keeps happening. So let's see if the Canes can get this going again. Canes fans standing up on their feet, ready to go, as usual. Jarvis! Oh, Aho almost had one. Jackson Blake just got hit in the mouth. Aho, with 3 Panthers on him, gets the puck to Blake, to Goss's Bear. Oh! And Jarvis cannot handle that. All right, I know I'm behind on Super Chats here, but you got to give me a second here. 131 left in the power play, 155 in the second period. I will get to those Super Chats. Justin Silverman, I'm going to come to you in just a second, buddy. But this is just too exciting. Jackson Blake to Goss's Bear. Oh, shot on the net. By the way, we are on Sebastian Aho hat-trick watch tonight. That's easy to get lost. No one cares about hat-tricks in the middle of a playoff game. But I think it's worth noting that if he did score a hat-trick and the Canes win, he's going to be like a hero in Carolina the next few days. 1:23 left in the second. Reinhart steals the puck, and the Panthers come in offside, and they're probably okay with that. They get a whistle, and they can make a change. Justin Silverman, I've gone from hate watching Florida to laughing at Carolina. Thanks for ruining my first trip to Epic Universe or Hurricanes. Wow. Did you go to Epic Universe? Is that actually... Has anybody been? I kind of want to know if it's any good. Is it good? I need to know. SL. People don't understand why Tom Dundon won't pay Rod's assistants to keep him happy. But if I was the owner, I wouldn't want the clowns coaching this team back either, no matter how much Rod loves them. Whoa. I don't know if it's a coaching issue, guys. I think it's a talent discrepancy. And I know that doesn't make me a popular person in Kane circles, but I do think the team is objectively, and I don't think you can argue this, worse than they were when they started the year. You had Nietzsche and Drury. You turn that into Stankoven. Stankoven's great. but he's not Nietzsche's and Drury. He's not worth both of them. He's not even worth Nietzsche's. They got to use that draft capital to fill out this roster a little bit more. You can't use those picks. You got to trade those picks. You got to make some picks. You got to, like a JJ Peterka trade. You know what? Call Buffalo and be like, we'll give you all the picks that we got for Rantanen. We want JJ Peterka. And then they got to sign some friggin' beef this offseason, man. They are not big enough to take on the Panthers. They got to get bigger. I don't think it's a coaching issue. I think this is a transition year for the. I think they'll be back, and they will be pretty good next year. Clayton Davis, Orlando. I can get you all into Disney for free. Perks of working here. Clayton, I would love that. That's very kind of you to offer. We'll get down there, I promise you. We just got to keep growing the business. Oh, Bennett should probably get a penalty for that, but the Canes got 3 shots on that power play. 20 seconds left in the period. And we go shockingly to the third period with Carolina down on the Panthers. Here comes Stahl. He's got to shoot. Oh, and he missed. Don't miss the net on a shot like that, Jordan. Carolina out shooting, and for most of the game outplaying the Florida Panthers. But a Jesperi Kotkaniemi holding call has turned this game into a Carolina Hurricanes oh my moment. Hurricanes won't let the Panthers off the ice. I respect it. Tkachuk getting in there. Man, here's the thing. Tkachuk is super injured, but still super effective. That's a friggin' dog right there. Clayton Davis. Oh, I already got your super chat. Thank you, Clayton. SL, this team, the Clowns coaching this team's special teams. Sorry. Oh, yo, that's fair. I also don't understand why. Like, they seem to split the power play up super evenly. And, like, I don't know, when you got Aho, Svechnikov, and Jarvis on one line, and you're giving them 1 minute, and you're like, no, we got to get Kotkaniemi out there. I'm like, I don't know, do you? You don't need to do that. Keep the other guys out there. Kotkaniemi can play 5-on-5. Yeah. Jake Nye. Adam, if you're coming to Pittsburgh, you need to come to a Riverhounds game. If you're interested, then let me know. Jake, I would absolutely do that. I would love to do that. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of super chats in there. Sorry, guys. I'll get back to all of them. Listen, I love going to Pittsburgh. You guys know that. I just go there for vacation, though. Like, I go see the Steelers. I've been to a Pirates game, too. Beautiful park. Horrible team. Hate that owner so much. Just a Jersey boy. And I never got used to the heat. I lived in New Jersey before this, and Epic Universe is great, but it's smaller than you'd think. Okay. All right. With Disney, let's be honest. Those parks are just gargantuan. Giggling Cat, Roddy says, but when they do it to me, I got called for an embellishment. Yes. Shrek says, Adam, what Steeler game are you going to this year? I don't know if I'm going to one this year. I'd like to, but it's just scheduling's hard because SDPN's like super busy now. But I'd like to go, and I don't really care if I was going to this year. I wouldn't care what game it is because I don't know that they're going to be that good. Like, I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys are NFL fans, but Terry Bradshaw was talking about the Steelers pursuing Aaron Rodgers, and he's like, man, that guy can stay in California and chew bark. And I was like, damn, Terry, bars, poetry snaps for you, buddy. Poetry snaps. I can't. I have like a cabal of Steelers fans here in Toronto, and all of them are like, if Aaron Rodgers is playing for the Steelers, I am not going. And I don't know if I feel that strongly about it. Am I the Rodgers guy? I've never met a rich person who hates it so much. And I've never met him, but like, he just seems to be miserable, and I just don't know. I don't know why you bring him into this clubhouse with these young guys. DK Metcalf, I know, has missed some of the training sessions already, but they were non, like, they didn't have to. They're not like mandatory. He's a veteran. He doesn't need to go to that. But I'm hoping they get someone to throw him the ball properly. Says a show in Montreal maybe soon. And then he follows it up with an Adam Wylde emoji where I'm going, I'd like that. I love Montreal. And I love doing shows in Montreal. And everybody always, I love Habs fans coming to our shows and going, ha ha, we're better. Which I love. I think it's the best. Yeah, I'd like to do a show in Montreal soon. It'd be nice. It's been a while. I think it's been 3 years already. It's hard because you're trying to get to these cities you've never been to. Like one of the ones in Ontario we've never gone to, and it's an hour ways Kitchener. We didn't go to London for 9 years. London is like a Leafs haven. How did we not go down there? So we got to pick and choose our spots this year. I think as the, one of the things that we struggle with, I'll be honest, is if a bar has heard of us or a company has heard of us. So like Boston Pizza now knows who we are, but we had to prove ourselves to Boston Pizza by doing a good live show there. A lot of times when you're a new company like we are, and we're still within our first 5 years of being a company, people just are like, who the hell are you? And you think people are going to show up to this? Are you sure? So it takes a little bit of like, you need somebody to take a chance on you literally every time. And you could show them your YouTube numbers. You can show them the streams. You can show them anything. And they'll still be like, yeah, but I don't really believe it until they see it. It's the weirdest thing. I can throw crazy numbers at people about how big SDPN has gotten in the last 5 years. And yet they just don't, they're like, yeah, I don't believe you. It's human beings, man. You gotta prove it to them in person. So that's the other thing. We got to find places that will take a shot, and we always sell them out. Like if it's a venue of like 200 or 300 people, it always sells out. So, Adam Neclerio says, do you guys have NFL Sundays in Canada like we do in the States? Absolutely. NFL football is the only sport that is growing in terms of national TV rights here in this country. And I grew up, like NFL was always sort of a big deal with sports fans here, but in the last 10 years, it's exploded. And I grew up, my mom is from Pittsburgh, so I grew up with NFL most Sundays. Katie Faye, anyone who has ever had a groin injury has to give Tkachuk insane props for this, for being this solid, even if he's a monster pest, because ow. Yeah, even a groin tweak is a lot. And you think about skating, right? You're pushing out when you skate to get your power. It's crazy. SLS, any tips or need to know before going to pit? I'm a Steelers fan too, and I'm trying to get to my first ever game this season. I will tell you this. Go to Permanente Brothers. Try to stay downtown. It's just easier. Get an Airbnb or something like that. There are some beautiful old like Art Deco hotels near Carnegie Hall. It's downtown Pittsburgh is coming back, which is really cool because it was great in the like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and then it kind of fell off for about 30, 40 years, and now it's back and it's cool. Beautiful architecture. I love architecture on the side because I'm a nerd. By the way, Jake Yinzer, and he's here to answer all questions. So if you guys have any Pittsburgh things for our good friend, please let it know. Please let it be known. Also, Denise Campbell says, please come to Sudbury. We have great food. I would love to. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. You can still leave your super chats. I will get to them. I am just going to take a quick break. I'm going to eat my turkey burgers that I almost killed. And then we're going to do this third period together. It's a 1-goal game. Let's go.
Hello, friends. Steve Dangle of SDPN here, and welcome to the Top 10 WHL Plays of the Year. I give a lot of grief to goalies, always saying if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. So why don't we start with a goalie at number 10? Here's Max Hildebrandt of the Prince Albert Raiders.
It's going to get by Rudolph, and now Chasko down the left side has a man in front. Save made, rebound. Oh, Hildebrandt got it with a stick. Absolutely incredible save to keep this game tied at 0. And the Silvertips still with control.
Max Hildebrandt, welcome to the Paddle Save Emporium. That's just instinct, but don't you dare call it luck. Number 9, it's a team effort from the Prince George Cougars. Boreavalis gets it started off, but check out the pass from Riley Height to Tarek Parashak.
And now Vallis the other way in a 3-on-2. He's got Height. He'll feed to Height. He'll look in. Parashak will score. Oh, what a great three-way passing play. Vallis to Height. Height to Parashak. Bing, bang, boom. Back of the net, and the Cougars have tied it at 2. Tarek Parasak, a guy who scored a bundle of goals last year.
You could call it showing off, but if it works, maybe you should show off more often. That was unreal. Number 8 belongs to a player we just didn't get to see enough of. Here's Tej Aginla.
Price with it now, right side center. Andrew Crystal, touch pass. Aginla, he'll penetrate. Aginla speeds in, nice move, chance. It's got Iggy wiggy woo woo. Tej Aginla, a tremendous release on a quick shot, beating Gardner glove inside. And for the first time in this game, the Kelowna Rockets have taken a lead. It's now 2-1 for Tej Aginla, his 10th goal of the campaign.
Unbelievable goal from Tej. He only got into 21 games this season, but out of those 21, he had 14 goals. Oh, and maybe I should mention 32 points. There's a bright future for the Kelowna Rockets star. Coming in at number 7, hey, have you guys ever heard of Gavin McKenna?
Puck rolls to the far wall. St. Martin finds it, threads a pass ahead. McKenna one-on-one into the Blazers zone. McKenna cuts, waits, has it on the back end. What a pass, what a goal! Oh my! McKenna magic connects with Hunter St. Martin. We are not worthy for what we just saw. 4-0 Tigers in front.
All right.
Wow.
That's Gavin McKenna for you, isn't it? As he gets stretched on this breakaway, it ends up being a one-on-one where he makes a great move, finds the middle of the ice, cutting there, and then stops and posts up. Kind of looks back towards the blue line of the Blazers for help, and a no-look around the feet pass of Ryan Michael to the far side for Hunter St. Martin. 4-0 Tigers.
Gavin McKenna, absolutely stupendous. And you know what? I'm not even going to spend that much time telling you about him on account of he's on this list again, to the surprise of no one. Well, maybe I'll add in that assist was just one of the 88 he had this season in just 56 games. Coming in at number 6, check out this Vancouver Giant, Cameron Schmidt.
Parr, the far side boards. Bumped there by Gapter, and he couldn't get away. Schmidt will chip it past the defenseman. Say they're flying down the right wing. Schmidt, what a dangle to his backhand. He scores! A highlight reel goal from Cameron Schmidt, his 34th of the season. Schmidt will chip it past the defenseman. Say they're flying down the right wing. Schmidt, what a dangle to his backhand. He scores! Schmidt will chip it past the defenseman. Say they're flying down the right wing. Schmidt, what a dangle to his backhand. He scores!
Yuck. Cameron Schmidt is projected to go in the first or second round in the NHL draft in June. He scored 40 goals as a 17-year-old, and he wore red and white for Canada at the U18s. That's a pretty good year. Coming in at number 5, looky what I found, Dylan Ernst.
Kipke shooting, hit bodies in front, still loose, whack free, still in skates and bodies to the right, in front, oh, Dylan Ernst just made a save of the year candidate on Caden Trebecki. Dylan Ernst was down and out, he dove across with the glove, folks, and this is unbelievable stuff from the Blazer 20-year-old goaltender who's red hot right now. That puck comes out of skates and bodies, rink-wide cross crease, one-timed, and Dylan Ernst.
Unbelievable. I love those kinds of saves. Sometimes it's cookie-cutter fundamentals, other times it's pure athleticism, and the rest of the time it's whatever this is, as long as it's keeping the puck out of the net. Dylan Ernst, a career Kamloops Blazer, is in his final year with the Blazers, and he went out with some incredible work. Number 4, this is absurd handiwork from Roger McQueen of the Brandon Wheat Kings.
Puck turned over in Regina's zone. All alone, Roger McQueen between the legs, he scores! He goes roof over the glove of Kelton Pine. That's one that we will see for a long time. Roger McQueen slips it over the shoulder of Kelton Pine.
Nasty! We didn't see nearly enough of McQueen this season. He only got into 17 games, but in those 17 games, 10 goals, 10 assists, 20 points. Oh, and he's 6'5". Remember when 6'5" guys couldn't do stuff like that because it was unfair? Well, you're all in trouble now. Now we enter the top 3, and at number 3, oh look, there he is again. Gavin McKenna of the Medicine Hat Tigers.
Rudolph backs up towards the left side corner, has McKenna closing in. He'll play it to the corner, but McKenna's there for it first. McKenna, Michigan attempt, and he scores! Gavin McKenna! A minute and 26 seconds in, hits the Michigan, and the Tigers have a 4-goal lead. Again, this kid is absolutely insane.
Still one of my favorite highlights from this season because the goal was so incredible that you could hear both broadcast crews at the same time. He keeps doing that. They're going to have to change the name of the Michigan to the Medicine Hat. Also, what do you mean he did it again? He does this all the time? Well, he must. He had 41 goals in 56 games this season. I'm sure that's it for Gavin McKenna on this list, right? Number 2, Andrew Crystal.
Finds Crystal up the right side. Crystal pivots out front to Van Older, shoots and scores! Oh, what a play by Andrew Crystal. He did a full 360 pirouette, pass out to Van Older net front, and he scores his second of the period. It's 4-2 Spokane.
Man, if you thought that play was absurd, I had to double and triple check this stat just to make sure it was true. Washington Capitals prospect Andrew Crystal began his season with the Kelowna Rockets. Then he was traded to the Spokane Chiefs. Despite only playing 29 games in the regular season with the Spokane Chiefs, he finished 3rd on the team in scoring with 72 points. Yeah, no. 22 goals, 50 assists, 72 points in 29 games. Oh, and 8 penalty minutes. What a goon. That's one of the most absurd stat lines I've ever seen. And finally, at number 1, who else?
Dragicevic with it at the left point, gives off to his right. Chenier walks, fires off the crossbar. Get onto the rebound. He'll have a 2-on-1 shorthanded with speed. Pacheco the trailer. McKenna, what a move. Gavin McKenna, mastery from Gavin McKenna. Highlight of the night. Short-handed wizardry from the White Horse Wizard.
Gavin McKenna. Wow, where's this dude getting drafted? I don't know, but it ain't gonna be this year. Gavin McKenna has at least another year to hone his skills in the WHL because he's not even draft eligible until next season. Next June 2026. An absurd 129 points in just 56 games. He set career highs in everything. He was a cartoonish plus 60. This was the number 1 play of the year from the WHL. And is it any wonder that it came from the WHL Player of the Year? Once again, I'm Steve Dangle of SDPN. Follow us on YouTube, click subscribe, because we follow the WHL like you follow the WHL, and we're always showing the highlights. Drafts coming up. We're going to be featuring some of their players on account of, as you just saw, some of them are pretty good. What a list.
Here we go. Guys, Hayden just asked me a really important question. And it's a simple question, and we all need to ask ourselves this question right now. And the question is, do they have it? I know the Panthers have it. They won. And they're arguably a better team this year than they were when they won. Do the Canes have it? Canes turned this around. And I can't believe I'm saying that because 20 minutes in play ago, I was talking about what a great first period the Canes had. And they were ripping to start the second period. On fire. 1 penalty from Jesperi Kotkaniemi while he was on the power play. An offensive zone power play penalty. Dude, you cannot ever take those. Ever. That's the kind of shit that gets rookie sent back to junior. Panthers score on the power play. They score 30 seconds after their first goal. And then about 3 minutes later, they score again. Chuck scoring a goal. Rodriguez scoring a goal. And then Lindell from Brad Marchand. The big boys came out and they scored. And from there on out, game looked pretty even, but tilted slightly in Florida's favor. Carolina, this could be the last 20 minutes of their entire season. They have got to. Oh, why are they showing the Leafs fans? We're showing Why are we showing depressed Leaf fans? What do we do to you? We've been out for 2 weeks. Oh, they're showing depressed Canes fans now. Oh man. There are people in literal tears here. Wow. Wow. Hayden, you're cutting out, just so you know. Hayden wonders how Steve reacted to seeing that. Yeah. Listen, all I need to know is, can the Canes tie this in the first 5 minutes? That's the first question I have this period. Canes fans, you tell me, you think you got it? Do these guys have it? Do you think that these guys have it? Sports Talk Chud. Hey, Adam, it's fitting that you're a Leafs and Steelers fans. Both organizations thinks a first-round exit is enough in the playoffs. Why make changes when you're making the playoffs? And both teams are stubbornly unoriginal in their planning. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Oh. What do you think Rod Brind'Amour told the Carolina Hurricanes in the intermission, guys? What do you think he said? I don't even know what you do. You say, guys, like, do you think he just lay it on the line by Triumph on? Guys, you won't get this joke, but it's hilarious in Canada. Triumph, lay it on the line. I'm wondering. Like, what do you do if you're a head coach in that position? I mean, honestly, if you look at this and you think about it, I feel like Rod Brind'Amour probably didn't say a lot, but these are the games where when he gets paid, this is where he makes his money. There are games in the regular season he shows up, has to do very little. These are veteran NHL players. That's the life of a coach. Moments like this, you got to find a way to emotionally move your team in the direction that you need them to go. It's not about strategy. It's about motivation. Not about yelling at them. It's about motivation. Got it. You got to wonder. Watch Medicine says Maurice's Cats are 29-0 in the playoffs with a lead after 2. I know. Oh, here comes Bennett. 18-29 left in the third. Bennett Marchand threatening here. Marchand gets the puck back in. 18-15 left in the third. I'm going to give you guys a clap in a second here. Carrier's going to the box. This is exactly what you don't need. Is this another damn holding call? Guys, Kotkaniemi. Who did it after Kotkaniemi? What? Like, what's going on here? Kotkaniemi, then there was another one late last period. I can't even remember who the hell it was. Doesn't matter. Carolina has now 3 holding calls. What are we doing? What's Carrier doing? What is he doing? Buddy, you cannot do that. They've told you 3 times now that they're calling that. Man. Like, I want this to be a close game, right? It's way more fun that way. Oh, Greer's hurt. 18-14, 2 minutes to go. Here we go. We got a power. Now, the one thing you can be confident of if you're a Carolina Hurricanes fan is your PK has been spectacular this entire series. Awesome. And that is offside. All right. 151, 18:05. Greer is in Le Pen on the bench. All right, here we go. Another clap. 18:05. Boom. Oh, and then Maurice for some reason. That was a bizarre camera movement. I think that was a mistake. Canes have cleared the puck again. .133 left in this power play. I think the Panthers probably want a goal here pretty bad, but they aren't rushing it. It's, the Carolina PK has been tough for them to solve. This is the thing Carolina's good at. They're good at team defense, man. Jones and you have to think that they're out there early, and then they're going to try to get the second PK unit out there, and then get Jones and Aho out there once Carrier's back. Here comes Aho. He's got the puck. He's giving it. Oh, he's giving it to Jarvis. Oh, nice little shot there by Jarvis. Aho cannot get the rebound. I think Barkov took his stick out. Did I call him Jones? Why did I call him Jones? I think I meant Jarvis the whole way. Brendan says Taylor Hall has been horrible the whole series. He's had a couple chances, like a couple looks, but yeah, he's been a relative non-factor, which is not ideal. But at a $3 million cap hit next season, or 3.85 or whatever he re-signed for, he's not Taylor Hall winning Hart trophies. He's just Taylor. Mr. Hall, guy on third line. Well, second line in this case. Probably should be guy on third line. Oh, Marchand is alone in front of the net there. They almost tipped the puck into him. Verhaeghe with a shot. Benenfriend. Marchand with a shot. Oh, what a save by Freddie Anderson. Big save on Verhaeghe by Freddie Anderson. Nate Schmidt behind. He's got the puck. That wasn't Verhaeghe. Oh, now there's the save on Verhaeghe. Glove save by Freddie Anderson. The Canes are not going down without a fight. Their goaltender's in the fight. No chance is he going to let an easy one. Woo! Wow. Some big saves there, I think. So I thought it was Carter Verhaeghe. It was actually Nate Schmidt that got robbed a bunch, and then Carter Verhaeghe got robbed. Great save, Freddie. Great save. 3 seconds to go on the Panthers power play. Admittedly, one of the stupidest, like this, each holding call the Canes have taken has been progressively stupider. They're going to bail Carrier out, but blown 2 minutes here. You need to be on the attack now. Carrier's out of the box. Florida had 3 shots on the last power play. A couple of them were pretty high danger. Oh, and I think the Panthers go into the box. No? Oh, it went off of Jankowski. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I think they got to stay out of the box. Stay out of the box. .16:02 left in the third. Here comes Burns. This is a guy that's been to the conference finals. Only the Stanley Cup finals like once in his career. I honestly, between San Jose and Carolina, has Brent Burns been to the Eastern Conference final 8 times? 7 times? Oh! Barkov had a great opportunity. Hayden, if you get the chance, if you hear this, because Hayden, we're having a little tech issues behind the scenes here. Can we look up how many times Brent Burns has been to a conference final? It has to be at least 3 or 4 with San Jose, and it's got to be at least 2 with Carolina, maybe more. Oh, man. Rozzy 101, if Canes win this series, I will get a Leafs tattoo in a visible spot. Okay, you know what? I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet. I am not getting a tattoo, but I will take you up on that, and I will send a camera down to have that shot. Marchand with the interception on the Orlov shot. Former teammates Orlov and Marchand. At West Richard, SDPN golf tournament in the future, I'd imagine Steve's golf game is just as good as his hockey game. Well, in terms of golf, Steve can actually make it through a round, whereas I will hack the limbs off a tree by hole number 2. But I think we could do a Jesse Blake Invitational, and I am happy to sit on the cart and sulk. Golf's not for me. I do want to take it back up when I'm older. I just have no patience for it right now. The golf tournament would be sick, and I think we should do it. It's a great idea, Wes. James Stemler just got here, had family plans. They blew a 2-0 lead? Oh, James. It was crazy. They were in the lead and everything, and Kakaniemi took a bad penalty. It was all downhill from there. By the way, this is Brent Burns' 5th conference final in his career. He has made it to the finals 1 time. 1 time, and it was in 2015. Isn't that nuts? The guy has always been a playoff guy. All right, here we go. Panthers burning some time here. Got to do it as much as you can. Here you go. 13:30 left in the third period. I'll give you a clap next face-off. Martinook intercepts the puck at center. Panthers doing a really good job of preventing any sort of pressure by the Carolina Hurricanes on the offensive zone. Wow. All right, going to for my history nerd fans, just want to let you know that even though I can't play Empire at War, the Star Wars game that I desperately want to play, there is a game coming out tomorrow that used to exist on Mac that hasn't existed on Mac for 5 years and is now existing on Mac again. And that is Rome 2, Total War. I don't know if any of you have played the Total War series. It is so nerdy. You will never, if somebody is not a history buff as well, you'll never have sex again. But it's one of my favorite games of all time. And it's coming back out tomorrow with a bunch of improvements. And I'm very excited about it. It does mean, though, that I'm going to have to buy it again. I bought it from the App Store. And they're like, yeah, and you're getting a new version, so you're buying it again. Thanks. Wes Richard, if the golf tournament ever happens, I would fly to Toronto to join in a good excuse to raise money for Easter Seals or a different charity of your choice. True, Wes. It would be great. It would be great. Ian Kachita. How many people know that Burns was on Minnesota? Well, I can tell you that Hayden does. And I do because I used to pick up Brent Burns in like NHL 2011 or 2010 or whatever potential. Actually, maybe even before that. When he was a winger. He was a winger in Minnesota. Oh, there's a whole bunch of Total War fans. That's great. Chiba Teenley. Isn't Empire at War on Steam? It is, but I have a Mac. Casey says, is a Florida-Edmonton final the Clone Army versus the Jedi? Man, it might be Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker. Somebody dropping a War Never Changes in the chat. Oh, I get a Fallout reference. And you know who loves Fallout? I love Fallout, but Hayden loves Fallout. Fallout 76 guy. Joe Connolly says it's the Wookiees versus the Sith. If that's the Stanley Cup final, I like that. All right, here we go. 13:22 left in the third period. Puck is iced by the Carolina Hurricanes. Jack Muscle. Bannerlord. Yeah, I do like Bannerlord too. It's fun. Emo Jalapeno. The Leafs play golf 8 minutes away from me. I bet it's a very expensive course. Hawks 23. Did you ever get into Sid Meier's Civilization games? I think they're really good. I like the war because again, I'm such a nerd. This is so nerdy. But I like the idea of not only managing the economy and the political future, but also managing the battles. And I found Sid Meier's to be a little too simple on the battle side. Is that fair? But the storylines are great. And Adam, read Rozzy's super chat. Where is Rozzy's super chat? Where are you, Rozzy? Hayden, can you find it? Oh, Rozzy 101. Yeah, I already read Rozzy 101's super chat. If the Canes win the series, I will get a Leafs tattoo in a visible spot. I already said that. Come on, guys. Keep up. 12:37 left in this game, guys. Oh. 12:30 left in this game. Kachuk. Back to Mikkola. Slavin gets the puck back in. That could be another. Ooh, no, I guess it's not an icing. Bobrovsky handled it, so definitely not an icing. Puck's just kind of going back and forth through the neutral zone. Here we go. 11:57 left in the third. Gostisbehere. Big pass up to center. Icing waved. Aho, Jarvis, Svechnikov out there. This is the goal-scoring line for the Canes. They need to have a good shift here. They got to create something. You got to hold position. It looks like they could. Here comes Seth Jarvis. Seth Jarvis, what a crazy goal. Great setup by Svechnikov. Just as I was saying, they needed to make something happen, and they needed to do it here, and they do it. Seth Jarvis ties the game with 11:30 left in the third period. The Carolina Hurricanes are back in this game, and it's Gus Forsling again on sort of a weak pass, and this time instead of Sebastian Aho, it's Seth Jarvis that takes advantage of it. Great heads-up play to get to the net. Nobody on him. Wow. That's crazy. And a nice goal, too. That's not an easy shot, guys. He was a weird angle. Bobrovsky was right there, still snuck it through. Damn, hockey's the best effing sport in the world. And oh my God, I love this. God, the playoffs rock. This is what we've been waiting for all series. None of these games have been this close. This has been great. Marchand and Schmidt in there. Nosic's on the ice as well. 11:03 left. Now this is exciting Carolina Hurricanes hockey. I'll be honest with you. Series has been a little lopsided before the last couple games. Even last game, it was only 1-0 until they pulled the goalie. But damn, this is a classic. This game's a classic game. This is when we're in the regular season and it's like late January and we're like, man, I already can't wait for the playoffs because some of these games, you can tell the guys are taking a night off. This is the kind of game we're talking about. This is what we miss. Oh, so he just sort of floats the puck over Bobrovsky. It sits flat on his stick and just kind of loafs its way in. This is great. Also, we got a poll in the chat. Do we go to overtime? 69%, nice, are saying yes. Mo Bailey, Cats versus Canes is Empire versus First Order, both evil. That's coming from a Devils fan. I don't blame you. Who's been dangerous all series, has 8 of his 9 goals on the road in these playoffs. Road warrior, Sam Bennett. Oh, no call on that. 10:30 left in the third. Oh! Hit at the blue line. Again, no call. I don't think the refs are calling anything from here on out unless it's like an obnoxious high stick. Nikishin. Shot! Puck goes wide. Here we go. Front of the net. Oh! Lost the handle on it. I think that was Kotkaniemi. Oh, my God. He was close. Ranger fan 30. It is Alex Trebek's will. After the Seth Jarvis goal. Man, the Leafs really just had to trade Patrick Marleau, didn't they? They didn't have to. They traded Patrick Marleau so they could sign Janssen and Kapanen to bad contracts. And they could, listen, there was no guarantee they were going to select Seth Jarvis, but sure would have been cool if they did because he sure looks good for the Canes. Phoenix says, I like underdogs. Why am I cheering for the Cats? Oh, baby. Yeah, Kotkaniemi had a really good chance there, and he's not having the best game. You need to take him aside on the bench and be like, dude, just calm down and don't force it. You're doing great. You're lying about the doing great part. He's not really doing great, but you got to give him some confidence. He needs a little bit of he needs somebody to gas him up a little bit. Hey, you wore a nice suit coming in here. You looked hot. You looked hot. You got to gas this guy up a little bit. I'm curious, Canes fans, how do you feel about Kotkaniemi? I never got it. I remember Montreal fans thinking that Kotkaniemi was going to be as good as Matthews, which is just Montreal fans being hopeful, and I get it, but LOL. I've never got it with that player. I've never got it. JPix94 says, that's potential cup winner Kapanen to you. True. Julian Nikolov, KK is the worst third overall pick ever. Well, he's not the worst third overall pick ever. Silence. He's pretty friggin' mid. John H says, speak into the mic. You speak into the mic, John. All right? The mic's very sensitive. If I go off mic over here sometimes, try to read your super chats, okay? You speak into the mic. So a lot of Canes fans are like, I like KK, but sometimes it wavers a bit. I thought you wanted to put him on waivers. That was. Alex Mercer, Adam, what mics do you use for a live show? Usually SM58s because they're just the easiest ones to use. These ones we don't use for live shows because, well, they take they're not really, they're good for live shows, but equipment tends to take a bit of a beating when you're on a live show. So you want a hardy mic. 9:44 left in the third. 22 shots, Carolina. Great goal by Seth Jarvis to tie it up. And this is exactly the clutch kind of shit you've been waiting for from Carolina this entire series. And they've got it. And by the way, the Svechnikov, Aho, and Jarvis line have been out there again, or they're out there right now. Aho on hat-trick watch, by the way. Maybe that's the fourth goal for Carolina. Can you imagine they win this game, guys? Can you imagine? $9-10 left in the third. Oh, no way! Oh, Freddie, you got to cover that shit, dude. Sam Bennett was able to sneak past the Carolina defense on a shit bounce. And by the way, the bounce was shit. Oh, Brent Burns just took a swing at Matthew Tkachuk. It was a shit bounce because Freddie didn't cover it up. Okay, I'm telling you guys, listen, I know Freddie's found a home in Carolina. I have to tell you, this guy sometimes lose. What happened here? Look at this play. You got to be better on that. You can't you can't kick that over to traffic. That's rebound control straight up. No excuses. That puck's got to stick to you like glue, dude. Sam Bennett should not have had that opportunity. Yeah. What are we doing here? Not great. Not great. Freddie has these unbelievable saves, but he also has these unbelievable lapses in concentration. I don't get it. Sedin Magic 15. Like this stream could be our last chance for grippers. Maybe not. Listen, if Freddie keeps giving up rebounds like that, it will be. Florida's not going to miss that much. All right, here we go. Giggling Cat, I turned off the stream to plug in my phone and they tied it. I can't leave you guys for a moment. No, you can't, Cat. You got to stick around. 8:24 left in the third. Marchand gets tripped up from behind. Of course, there's not going to be a call. In the regular season, that's a call. This ain't the regular season, baby. This is game 5. This is a 3-all game. This is 8 minutes left to go in the third. This is the playoff hockey you watch the entire season waiting for, wishing your team could be in. Believe me, I believe. I was 12, the Leafs made the Eastern Conference Final, and guess what? It was against the Carolina Hurricanes. It broke my heart. Makes me sad to think about. 7:42. Oh, the Florida Panthers score on a terrible play in the defensive zone. It's Barkov, the captain. This is bad coverage. And the arena, listen to that arena. It goes silent. These cats will not quit. So Barkov gets the puck down low. Just runs it low. Orlov's on him, and Orlov got torched by this line. And Barkov, wow. So is Reinhart. So Barkov turns around. Orlov gets torched. Oh, my God. What's Robinson doing? Oh, my God. What's he doing? Wow, and nobody on Verhaeghe. Robinson bites. Barkov makes him look foolish. And Orlov looks dude, Orlov, he's probably hurt. He's had a rough series. And it sucks that you don't have Walker and Chatfield, I know. But like are you healthy or are you not healthy? That is brutal. All right, Carolina, here comes the Svechnikov line. Svech, Aho. Svech is actually the only one who hasn't scored on this line. Aho has 2. Jarvis has 1. Slavin and Burns at the point right now. And Carolina is pressuring. They're not going to give up easy. 7:05 left to go in the third. The Florida Panthers, man, the Florida Panthers. That's all I got to say. What else do you say? Man. Yeah, that is not Freddie's fault at all. That's terrible coverage from a team known for good defense. Giggling Cat says, I love you, Chad, and I am never leaving again. Cat, the Cats fan, who was at the game in Game 4, and they didn't even score for her, but they've got her 4 tonight. Let's see if there's Jackson Blake, Taylor Hall, and Jordan Martinook out there. Jackson Blake has looked dangerous all series. They got to get deeper, obviously, at 4. We know this. You got to get Jackson Blake somebody to play with. No disrespect to Kotkaniemi. He's not a second-line center. You got to have a setup man for Jackson Blake. Chris Dorr says, hard to tell who you're cheering for, Adam. I'm not cheering for anyone. This is the interesting part about being a playoff watcher when your team goes out. I'm a Leafs fan. I cheer for the Leafs. Do I have a preference in this series? No, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it. My preference is to make it as entertaining as possible. That's my preference. Make this series as close as possible. That's what I want. I'm in for the storylines, baby. But I'm not against either of your teams either. I want you to know that. I'm not anti-Carolina. A little anti-Florida, but only because they broke my heart. And the breakup was only a couple weeks ago. Give me some time. Okay? I'm still healing. About 5 minutes left to go in this game, guys. This is friggin' crazy. I can't believe Verhaeghe was that open. And listen, Nikishin is a rookie. I don't expect him to be perfect. I am surprised that Rod has paired him with the worst veteran defenseman he has in this series, and that's Orlov. And Orlov has had a great career, and I'm not saying it's even over, but he's either hurt or he's bad. I don't know which it is. Probably hurt. MD says, where's the stream game clock? Not allowed? No, it is allowed. It's technically very hard. I think what we're going to do next year is figure it out. We're towards the end of the season. Steve Dangle streams will have the game clock. We got to figure out something on that one. I agree with you, but we can't have them until we're not going to have them for a bit. So it's not going to be tonight. I'm going to keep yelling out the thing, and I'm going to give you a clap when we come back. I got to ask you guys, is this thing over? Is this thing over? Is it done? Panthers are just like, they're big moment guys. People are saying it's Jover. It's done. Canes are cooked. It's over. Canes fans, what do you think? Sedin Magic 15, we've always wanted you to give us the clap. Wow, a lot of people saying it's Jover. Is it Jover? Jared, if this is it, thanks, Adam. I love you, man. We played. Peabody Hamburger says it's Sebastian Hover. You know what? That's a round of applause. By the way, Carter Verhaeghe scored the series-winning goal last time. He might score it now. That's nuts. That is nuts, dude. Orlov is with Nikishin for communication. Is he with him for good play? Yikes, dude. All right, 5:30 left in this game. I couldn't give you a clap there because they didn't show it on thing. So next face-off, I promise, I'll clap, then you can align your stream with me. Okay? Oh, Silence says it's Svechnik over. Hawks 23 says it's Orla over. Orlov over. .505 left in the third period. I'm calling out the time so you guys can get aligned with me. 5 minutes exactly left in the third period. Panthers starting to catch up. It's Canada over. It's Kotkaniemi over. It's Ahover. It's Rod Brenda over. It's Stank over. It's Fetching a choke. Yo, this is insane. Seth Jar finished? No, it's not even good. Come on, Jesse. It's Freddie Overson. It's Anderson. 4:27 left in the third. You guys are nuts. It's Bobovsky. Bobovsky? Not quite. Oh, here we go. 4:15 left in the third. Here come the Panthers. We're going to be watching here because Freddie Anderson could be pulled here anytime in the next few minutes. And honestly, if you're Rod, why don't you just pull him quickly? Get your line set up. Get ready. Jankowski is... Oh, he's offside, yeah. It's Flover. Back to Hurricanes. It's a Cat 5 shart. Oh, God. Yuck. I love this. Imtiaz says, Carolina are cooked. They're Jackson baked. That's good. That's a good one. That's good. Oh, man, you guys are, this is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. This is so great. It's Shane Gostis beer over. I remember when Shane Gostisbehere broke into the league. Steve was like, "There's a guy named Shane Gostisbehere here." I will never forget that moment. Windwalker 57. Hurricane is gone. It's now a tropical depression. Oh no, guys, they're only down by a goal. They can tie this up. That Seth Jarvis goal was such a pop, and then the Verhaeghe goal is such a stab wound. Whoop! Freddie makes there's in on the net. Kane's got barbecued. This is insane. The cooked Alina Hurricanes. Oh my God. It's Jacob Sleven, as in leaving. Jesperi, more like Jesperi KKO. Listen, I need to drink some water. My throat was going out on me here. Jacob sleeping. They need some Jacob saving. Oh man, these puns are terrible. I love it. 3:35 left in the third. Lipstick Attack says, I love Gripper Nation. I'm going to miss this. Well, listen, guys, I'll be back to stream some video games and stuff. Oh, okay, that's out. Puck's out of the seats, but it did hit the glass. Because we can't finish this up with just hockey. We've got to do something. So I hope you guys will all come back and join me. If this series is in fact over tonight, I hope you come back and join me for some video game streams. Maybe we'll do something fun. We'll do like a really good... I don't know what game to do, to be honest with you, but we'll figure it out. Mario Kart stream for sure. Absolutely. 3:22 left in the third. Orlov back there again. That's not a great sign. Jacob says, can I get an F1 stream? You can get F1 streams. We can do that. We have the technology. Oh, I think Carolina is going to get a penalty. Or no, is it Florida? Bennett is going to the box. It's a slashing call. 3 minutes exactly left in the third. Woo! This game is a humdinger. This is great. So I think, Bennett slashed Stahl. What did he do here? Oh, he broke his stick. Or he slapped it out of his hand. He didn't break the stick. Damn. Bob Smith, as a Canes fan, I want change this offseason. If only we didn't have Dmitry Pylon Orlov and a clown of an owner, Adam, do a Coyotes expansion team. That's a good idea for NHL. There's a good idea. All right, guys. The Canes have the opportunity right now to do this. Here's what I'm begging Canes coaching to do. Do not put the second unit out there. Under no circumstances. In fact, what you should probably do is pull the goalie and go 6-on-4. Get Jackson Blake out there or whoever's sitting on the bench. I don't want to see Jesperi Kotkaniemi's jersey. He's not in it tonight. Noah says Canes are definitely stalled. Well, not yet. Here comes Jarvis. Oh, Svechnikov's open for the net. Oh, he missed. Oh, my God, a chance. Oh, Aho had a chance at the side of the net there. Bobrovsky was there. Aho on hat-trick watch. Back to the blue line. Jarvis to Gostisbehere to Blake. Empty net by the Canes. And is this series done? Oh, the Florida Panthers threw it down. And they just missed the net. Baby, the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. This is so exciting. 2:05 left to go in the third. 1:03 left to go in the power play. Are you guys ready for a playoff classic? Can the Carolina Hurricanes, who are the undisputed underdog in this series, tie this game? Oh, Jackson Blake for the net. Sebastian Aho. Oh, Sebastian Aho's out by the point. Why did I say his name? It wasn't him. Blake, Martinuk in front of the net. Svechnikov misses the puck. 30 seconds to go. Do not change. Keep your stars out there. Faithful are on their feet. Carolina Hurricanes fighting for just 20 more minutes. Can we get it to overtime? Can we get it to overtime? That's all they want. 17 seconds to go on this power play. 6-on-4. Oh, with the shot. Bob with the save. Jarvis. He's got Barkov all over him. Gostisbehere. Shot in, and it's missed on the tip. Reinhart's going to collect. They're going to try to create a board battle here. And, Sam Bennett is out, and he might just get it. Sam Bennett with his 9th goal. His 9th goal on the road in these playoffs. He has 10 goals in the playoffs. His 9th on the road. The Florida Panthers, for the 3rd time in 3 years, are going to the Stanley Cup Final. Paul Maurice, former coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, defeats them for the 2nd time in 3 years. In 9 games, he was able to win 8 of them. And Paul Maurice becomes only the 2nd coach ever to take over a team and then immediately lead them to 3 Stanley Cup Finals appearances. The only other coach to do that, Scotty Bowman. Guys, this is history. You are watching history. Canes fans, heartbreak, up 2-0, playing amazing hockey for the first 30 minutes of this game. An untimely, bad penalty by Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who admittedly has not had a good game, leads to a Florida power play, which almost immediately leads to a goal. Then 30 seconds after that power play goal, Florida scores another one. And this time it's Matthew Tkachuk setting it up. And then 3 minutes after that, 3 minutes in play, literally, we're like from minute 11 to minute 8 in play. They score a 3rd goal, and all Carolina needed to do in this period was tie that up. Just tie it up, and they did. They did. Seth Jarvis with an unbelievable goal over the blocker side of Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky had the angle, and Seth Jarvis, because he's like that, found a way. And leave it to the perennial NHL underrated player of the year, Sasha Barkov, to create an opportunity a few minutes later in the 3rd period after the tie goal. He undresses Dmitry Orlov. He gets Robinson to bite on a bad defensive play. Nikishin leaves Carter Verhaeghe open, and Carter Verhaeghe puts it into the top of the net, over top of Freddie Anderson. And then, of course, you just saw the Sam Bennett goal to finish this off. Rod Brendamore, I respect it. He just called a timeout. I talked all the way through it. They do have an empty net. They're still going to try. Aho is pulled down by Barkov. Doesn't matter. Heartbreak in Carolina if they can't get 2 goals in the next 30 seconds. And it looks like maybe they will. So, yeah, so Lindell is going to the box here. Yeah, there it is. And you know what? Lindell doesn't mind taking that penalty. He doesn't care. Just keep, and you know what? The Panthers were smart there. They knew they'd had a penalty called against them. I didn't see the ref's arm go up. I thought that should be a penalty. And they just didn't touch it. Aho is going to try to win this faceoff. Try to pull him within one. It seems like a far-fetched dream, but you know what? Let's just hang on and see what happens. Oh, and Barkov wins the draw. That's the biggest faceoff of the playoffs right there. Barkov just won it. 20 seconds to go. The Stanley Cup champions are going back to the finals in 10 seconds of play. Gossipera shot from the point. That goes wide. 7 seconds to go. 4 seconds to go. 2 seconds. And the Carolina Hurricanes have been defeated for their 4th straight Eastern Conference appearance. They have lost 16 times since the 2006 run that saw them win the Stanley Cup. The Florida Panthers, 9th franchise in history to advance to 3 straight Cup finals. Looking at Seth Jarvis's face, what a warrior. Dmitry Orlov in tears on the bench. And you know, I can understand why. I think sometimes when you're a defenseman, the luck just does not go your way. You kind of wish for another shot at it, another chance. You know that that's interesting. Rod Brind'Amour loses to his former coach. And Paul Maurice is trying to say, hey, you did great. And Rod Brind'Amour smartly doesn't want to hear that shit right now. I don't want to hear that shit. I lost. Rod didn't like something. He probably didn't like losing. That was a weird conversation. But remember, those two guys won a Stanley Cup together. And if I'm Rod Brind'Amour, I don't want to hear, hey, man, great series right now. I want to get back to the bench. I want to talk to the boy. I want to get back into the dressing room. I want to talk to the boys. I want to thank them for a great season. That's all I want to do. We got a lot of super chats to get to. Now, do the Panthers touch the trophy? That's what we need to know. A lot of super chats to get to. And, of course, my silly scroll just screwed me on this. So give me a second. Okay. Hayden, I've lost a bunch of super chats in there. Somebody says, and I can't even see who because this damn thing. Dismiss, please. Watch Medicine. The Leafs should be proud to be the only teams that have beaten the Cats at home. Cats are 8-2 on the road and 4-3 at home. Well, the Leafs did it. I don't think the Leafs should. I think the Leafs should be proud, but you can't run it back. SLS. The Hurricanes filed a claim in the We're Back department and it got denied. True, it did. Giggling Cat. Let's go Panthers. Cat the Cats fan. Man, enjoy this. Enjoy this. I wish I could know what this feeling's like just once, and you've had it 3 years in a row. Enjoy this. Love this. The Carolina Hurricanes saluting their fans after a very strong season. And I got to tell you, man, Carolina Hurricanes really, really did put together a great season despite the fact that Mikko Rantanen trade. They got some of it back with Stankoven. They're going to need to make some moves, and they lost a lot of free agents last summer, man. They lost Brett Pesce. They lost Brady Shea. This team is undoubtedly worse than they were 2 years ago when they played the Florida Panthers, talent-wise. But they won a game this series and almost won tonight. You got to give credit where it's due. Casey says that missed shot was the ultimate backbreaker. Agreed. Tough one. Really tough. Okay, let me get to some more super chats here. Wes Richard dropped 10 SDPN memberships. Wes, you rock, buddy. Thank you so much. And by the way, new SDPN VIP members, good time to remind you, you get a new SDP VIP episode every Friday morning, so it's available for your commute. It's where we go into things outside of hockey, and it's hilarious and a lot of fun. You can also upgrade to VIP ad-free, where you get the SDP not only early every single time it's released, but you get it ad-free. And consider, because we are a small business, upping your subscription to more than just a month. We would love to have you year-round because we give you VIP episodes even all the way through the summer. Bob Smith, Anderson is so bad. I'm done with this team. Trade everyone except the rookies and Aho. Slavin and Jarvis. Trade Svetch ASAP. Bob, I feel you. I feel the anger and the frustration and everything. I don't think this will subside. I think there's a lot to build on here, but the Carolina Hurricanes need to be one of the most aggressive hockey clubs in trades, in free agency, bar none. They need to get bigger. They need to get stronger. They need to move guys like Kotkaniemi and Stahl down. Those cannot be your middle six centers. They just can't. They just can't. They were completely outclassed in this series. No disrespect to Stahl, who's old, and Kotkaniemi is who he is. Don't put him in a position like that. Get Jackson Blake a real playmaker. They also got to get some guys who are bigger. Denise Campbell, it's been fun, Adam. Had a blast with these. Denise and everybody in Gripper Nation, I've had a blast with you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this long. I mean, I can't believe the season for me is over. We've had an absolute great, like Hayden and I and Robert have had a blast with you guys. I know that, but the fact that all of you guys come in and hang out and chill with me, because I know my streams are a bit different than Steve's, I so appreciate it. I love what we're building here, and I do hope, if you don't come in for the video game streams that we'll do at some point, I do hope that you'll come in and hang out next season and do some Leaf games with me during the regular season, because it's just a blast. I really love it. Steve will be doing the finals. Now we need to find out whether it's going to be Edmonton or Dallas. Now, will they touch the trophy, guys? We got to find out. Robert Valpy, Marchand is going to lick the trophy. Well, that would be kind of funny. That'd be a first. Let's see if they're confident enough to do it. Are they superstitious or only a little stitious? KC says Eastern Conference Final is the peak of shoot from anywhere strategy. Agreed. Giggling Cat says, do not touch the trophy. Also, Class Act Canes fan, your team deserves that standing O. Amen. Jared says, state of Florida supremacy again, Edmonton in 7. I think this is 6 straight cups that a Florida team has gone to the finals. Yeah, so Florida is not touching this. Bill Daly is out there. They're going to present the trophy, and the Panthers will not touch it. Wow. They got to feel really good, man. Paul Maurice, 3rd straight finals. And there they go. Picture taken. Brad Marchand, you gotta love this for him. Brad Marchand gets into another Stanley Cup final. He hasn't been there since 2019 against the St. Louis Blues. He hasn't won since 2011 against the Vancouver Canucks. LOL2734 says, Cats, missed your streams. A lot of love from this Cats fan. Thank you so much to Panthers and Canes fans. I know I'm not a fan of your team, but I have had a ball. I just kind of wish this series went a little bit longer, selfishly. Absolutely have loved being out with you guys. Rocket Man says, last year after the New York Rangers thing, I was pissed. I can't say I'm as upset this year, probably just coping. Fair enough. Phoenix says, Steve's fun because he's nuts. You're easier to follow. Learning languages, love your streams. When you decide to do streams next, where will it be announced? We'll announce it on the Steve Dangle podcast. You can always rely on it there. What other super chats? Michael, go Cats! 3 years in a row to the Stanley Cup Finals is wild. Respect our neighbors to the north. Appreciate the live streams. Michael, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. And I think I've got all of these super chats. Now, I just want to say this. For Hayden and for Robert that don't have microphones, I just want to say how hard these guys work. I do like give me a second to just big up my team here. Hayden and Robert are young guys. They could be out partying. They could be out doing anything else. But they're here. They're working hard. They're trying to make their careers in media. We're trying to help them as much as we can. And I just want to say that those two guys are A+ individuals personally and A+ individuals to work with. So if I could chat, for those of you still here, please give them a huge round of applause in the chat. Put the clapping hands or whatever. Give Hayden and Robert a big shout out because they deserve it. Great season from both of them. They're outstanding people, and I love it. Lisa says, going to miss these streams and Gripper Nation. Guys, Gripper Nation is not going anywhere. We'll be back for some video game streams. And of course, we will be hitting you up in the fall when we get back to doing our once weekly streams for me and our once weekly streams for Steve. Now, look at all the claps in the chat. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Canes fans, I'm sorry about the heartbreak. You guys were spectacular to deal with this season, and especially in the playoffs. Thank you so much for letting us call you boring as much as we did. That last game was anything but. Bright future in Carolina, as frustrating as it is right now. Bright future. You just need Tom Dundon to get off his friggin' wallet. If he opens his wallet and there's no bats in it this offseason, I think you're in good shape, okay? Tom, if you're listening to this, spend some money, please. Hawks 23, Hayden and Robert are the real MVPs. You're damn right about that. Deanna says, thank you, Hayden and Rob. You guys rock. Thank you for that, guys. Now, for me, here's how it's all going to work. Gripper Nation, real pleasure. From the get-go, from week one, we've been hanging out this season. So here we are at the end of the Eastern Conference Finals, and it's been a ball. Love all of it. Like I said, we'll come back in a week or two with some video game streams. I haven't figured out what the heck we're going to do, but we are going to do it, whatever it is. And I just know that Gripper Nation will be back in full come this fall. Now, Steve Dangle is going to be taking the Stanley Cup Finals. Also worth remembering that Steve is going to be doing the watch-alongs for Dallas and Edmonton. We'll see if that series wraps up tomorrow or if Dallas pushes it to Game 6. Going to be exciting either way. And you know how Steve does the stream. They're the best. They're the friggin' best. So I just want to tell you guys how much I love you. Thank you for being here. Wes Richard says, Robin Hayden, best in the biz. You're damn straight. We got a great team here at SDPN. I am out. Gripper Nation, I love you. And I will see you in the chats for Steve streams, and we'll make some announcements too. Thanks for a great season, guys. Talk to you soon.